What up, what up, what up, brothers and sisters? What's poppin'? What's good, everybody? So, what's poppin', y'all? I'm gonna wait for everybody to get in so we can have a little bit of talk. This was a live that I have to do over. So, I think I have a live on Instagram and the live got deleted. So, I'm gonna have it for the night, including a lot of shit happening all over the world. So, we're gonna have a round table for the night. So, what up, everybody? Share the live. My brothers and sisters from YouTube, Facebook. What's poppin', y'all? What's good, everybody? What's good, everyone? So, ki jan ye frè aksem yo? Ki jan fami an e? Honneur, respect, aya bombe pou tout frè aksem. Ki jan nou ye? Nou pral fon ti pala aswe a. Sou te tan don live mte fè nan Instagram. 3 jou de sa m perdi li. Yo te delete li, so ma fè li nan YouTube jodi a. On can parler de trois activités ensemble de parler. So what up, everybody? What's good, y'all? So once again, thank you for showing up. And it's one of these live that we don't prepare for it. We just make it happen. Okay, so it seems this is how we're gonna make most of our live these days. It's like when we prepare for it, when we give it a date and time, for some reason, the live most likely get interrupted. So so we about to talk tonight. What up, brothers? What up, sisters? What's up? How's everybody? So, give it a little bit of time, share the live before we start. So that's what we about to do. So I hope everybody doing good, feeling good. Definitely. And my beautiful brothers and sisters, like always, in the building. I'm glad you guys made it. Definitely. All right, brothers and sisters. Okay, so if you guys ever notice my fingers, so you guys saw I got long nails, so forgive me, all right? So it's not my choice. I'm growing my nails because of Langley Sous Blood Pool. I'm playing a vampire, not a vampire, a Met, which means a lion. So the fathers of all vampire. Vampire come from us. We was there first. We the lion people, the children of Sekhmet, the vampire, like the vampires is the mutation from us. So I'm playing L'English, so I'm going my nails. So just in case you guys notices. So what up, everybody? Once again, we're about to jump started soon. And my beautiful brothers and sisters always show love, always come through. And I'm happy for y'all to always show up. And we always got that one up, or we always get the extra knowledge that most people don't know, or we stay in formation. Okay? We stay in formation. Okay. So we about to jump start in the topic of today, of the day. Like we about to jump start. We're gonna start at 9:05. So share the live. Welcome everybody. And this is how it's gonna go down. Frère Axel, bonsoir, qui j'en nous Nous allons plonger à soir, nous avons un powerful topic à soir, nous allons parler. Nous avons différents topics à soir. À soir, nous allons parler d'un bagage qui est lié, une conscience communauté. Un bagage qui est lié conscience communautaire, parce que plusieurs de nous-mêmes qui vivent là, nous tendons à parler de conscience communautaire. So, nous allons parler de conscience communautaire qui j'en fait les vignes crasées, j'en crasé là dans le moment, et que bon raison que fait le craser tout, et nous allons parler de ça. So for the topics of the night, like we call it, is the state of the conscious community, how the conscious community completely crash and burn. This is what we're going to talk about first. We got a long list of issues that we're going to tackle for the night, but we're going to jump start to that. So before we start, let me give love and shout out to my beautiful brothers and sisters that always show love. So again, share the live while you can. So we start with my beautiful Renekia, Marinette, Boishesh, Whitler, Turner in the building. What up, my beautiful sister? How you doing? I'm glad you make it tonight. Okay. We got Sun Kiss Cooper Beauty in the house. Peace to you. We got my brother from another mother, Julius Stewart, in the building. Gang, get it in the building. What's up, my brother? How my baby girl Ice is doing. Hopefully she's doing great. That's what's up. And we got Candy Holy Briss in the building. What up, Candy? What's going on, sister? We got Tamani Astrid Senior in the building. What's popping? We got Baba Sagoni Alagunde Leslie Andre Atkins in the building. Alafia, my brother. What's good? Oneri Spet Aya Bombe in the building. We got Alice Known in the building. What up, Alice? We got So Chill in the building with the ancestor close to make it home. Shout out to you, sis. And I know you're feeling good right now. Can't wait for that baby boy to show up. Another ancestor of ours making landfall into this dimension of ours here. Shout out to you, sis. Hopefully you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Definitely. We got Gary Hume in the building. Peace and blessing, family. All love here, brother. We got Rose Lopez in the building. What up, Rose? What's popping, baby? What's good? We got Kimberly Dixon in the house. Greetings, everybody. Greetings to you, sis. What's going on? You got my sister from another mother. Songs by Alicia. What up, Alicia? How you doing, baby? What's popping? Blessing to you, baby. Blessing to you, beautiful. All the way. We got King Chris in the building from Jamaica, showing love. Wagwan, man. My man. What's popping, bruh? What's going on? We got my beautiful Cindy Herard in the building. What up, Cindy? What's good? We got RBG Survival in the building, showing the fist. We ready, brother. What's good? We got Kwame Llewellyn in the building. Saka fait ki jonye, man forme, tout moun en forme. Nou la, nou pral fon ti pale, nou konton la frère pam. All the way. We got Leo the Indigo Mercatus in building. Indigo. What's up, Leo? How you doing, baby? What's good? We got an Aries Queen in the building. Hello, 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 Aries. How you doing, baby? We got my beautiful sister, Farnese Daisha, in the building. What up, Far? How you doing, baby? What's good? We got Jay Sakpase, Sakafet Jay, we got Kim K in the building. Peace King, talk your shit. Oh, we gonna do that tonight. What up, Kim? What's poppin', baby? We got Angel 25. Blessing everybody. What's up? We got Weezer Kelly. Hey, what up, beautiful Weezer? What up, what up, what up? What's going on? We got Quan. I think I say that already. Let's see. We got my beautiful Anaka Ona in the building. Cindy. What up, Cindy? Shantain Abila. What up, Cindy? AKA my beautiful sister, Kaguli Pitidine in the house. What up? You got my baby. What up, baby? Michel, what up? Kijon et Mako, mais bonsoir. Mako, même content là, soir, ça qu'a fait chier. Mais espérez tout bagay. Non, place all the way. And let's see what we got here. We got Pascal Gary. Hey, peace and blessing, Pascal. What's popping, baby? What's going on? We got LaShandra B. Greetings, everyone. Definitely. We got Elisa Reynolds in the building. What up, Elisa? What's going on, sister? What's going on, beautiful? We got Felicia Bell in the building. We got San Diego, California in the building. We got San Diego for sure. You got my beautiful sister, none other, my beautiful actress in my show, Langley Sue Blood Pool. She killed it. Shout out to Ciel Fidel, a.k.a. Celia Fatima in the building. Shout out to that. We got Marie Saint Germain in the building. What up, Marie? Aïe boo boo, Kijon Aya Bombe for you in the family. Okay. We got Tropic 1798 blessings all. What up? We got Scotty Davis, my brother Scotty, not Pippin. Pippin be tripping. You know what I mean? We got Scotty Davis in the building. What up, brother? What's popping, bro? What we got here? We getting that. You got my beautiful Rose in the building. Thank you for the Rose. You got my brother George Watkins in the building. What's popping, warrior? We ready. Knuckle up all day. We ready for them. All right. We got Vita 333. Oh, we love one of the most beautiful sister in the building, Sister Hot. So, sister single, I hope a beautiful brother can be a part of that beautiful sister right here. Shout out to you, Vita 333. Oh, we love. Hey, brother, how you doing, beautiful? How you feeling? All right. You got Cool Crowd promo in the building. What's up? What's happening? What's happening, brother? We got Danny the Diva. My bad, sister. If I mess around with your name, you know you a diva. I shouldn't play game with your name. All right? How you feeling tonight? I hope you're feeling great and doing great. Shout out to you, Danny. We got Plain Jane takes flight. We got the sister about to take flight tonight. Okay? None other than you. Shout out to you, sis. You got my little brother, Jabo Noel, in the building. What up, Jabo? How you doing? You got my brother, King Chris. Definitely my brother, Bumpy Farai. Nigga, where you been, my man? Where you been, son? What's good? All right? Glad you made it tonight. All right? No doubt. We got Kwame. I think I say that. You got my brother from another mother, from the fatherland, Tafiate Creole Events. Guido, Events, ça qu'a fait là, qui j'en ai n'est pas, moins content là, soya. Creole in the house. Ça qu'a fait Events, I'm content, salut famille en moins. Definitely. All right. You got Rico the Brat in the building. My brother Rico. What's popping? Oh, snap. My queen to just start waking up now. Give me a couple seconds before we started. I got to take care of the little queen. One more second, y'all. All right? All right, baby. Baby, you know the show just started. Come on now. You don't want to do me like that. All right. All right. Let me take you. Give me 1 second. All right, y'all. We back. We back. You know what it is. When you first-time parents, you're a father, you know what it is. When the little queen start crying, you know, it melting your heart. So you just got to do a little bit. So I got to, take the baby to a different room. So she be chilling with mama. All right? You know what it is, y'all. So once again, shout out to Rico. What's popping? We got your girl GG. What up, your girl? What's popping? How you doing? I think she said she can't hear it. So we got sound here. Everybody hear me clearly, or we have sound problem? Just want to make sure. Fed us up all the way, baby. We feds up out here. So we make sure the ancestors up in the building. That's what's up. Thank you, Marie. Appreciate it. Yeah. She try to be cute like me a little bit. You know how it is now. I'm playing. Little girl gorgeous on her own, man. She got her own signature look. Shout out to her. You got my brother Michael Johnson in the building. What's popping, brother? What's good? Okay. We got the pulse of Candice Fuego. Candice, what up, baby? How you doing? What's going on? You got my brother Eja Bryant in the building. What's popping, bruh? What's good, Eja? What's up, bruh? How my little beautiful Chloe doing? Hopefully she's doing good. That's what's up. We got Solar Majesty in the house. Greeting, brother. We got Angela Johnson in the building. The beautiful Angela. What up, Angie? How you doing? And say what's up to the family. No doubt. We got Vince I Am in the building. In the UK. What's up, mate? We got the brother mate in the building. What up, Vince? What's good, brother? We got Olivier Manuel in the building. My brother Olivier in the building. Sakafet. What's good, bro? Kijon here, Kijon famille here. Hopefully you doing good. We got Atibon Legba in the building. The ancestors in the crossroad already. Crossroad already piling up because the information gonna be heavy because we about to take height. We about to tackle some real shit. We're gonna talk our shit tonight. It's about time. We got the third eye explosion in the building. What up, brother? We got MZB listening to the UK again. Shout out to UK, my beautiful brothers and sisters in the UK. What up, mates? And I'm glad we all connected tonight. All right. We got Divine Natasha in the building. I look refreshing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I do kind of look refreshing because I take some good naps lately. You know, and shout out to my little cousin. I mean my big cousin. She did my hair earlier today, so you know, yeah, I do look refreshing. I appreciate that part. You know what I mean? You know, it's been a whole lot of work. And the last week was crazy because we got hacked. Mumbo account got hacked. Our Instagram account is completely hacked. Done. Our bank account was almost gone. Or it was a major hack. It was no joke. So definitely we got the shit under control. And now I feel sorry for whoever was behind it because the ancestor on that ass. And we make sure we send the goons. We send the spiritual goons on that ass. And unfortunately for them, it's going to take 7 generations to pay for that disrespect. So we don't play games out here, okay? It's going to take 7 generations of their family members, whoever the fuck is involved in this, they ain't going to get out of that bitch for 7 generations to pay. Now, you don't fuck around with the ancestors like this, all right? Definitely. So we taking care of business, so we looking good for now. So yes, thank you, sis. Let's see what we got. I think that's it for now. I think I cover everybody. We got Marie DeClue. What up, sister? How you doing, baby? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. She trying to be like you when she grow up. Cute just like you, sis. Definitely. Okay. I think we about to jump start. So basically, the first segment as we all getting it. Shout out to you, Emmy9. Emily, peace and blessing to you, sis. What's going on, okay? Marie Saint Fleur. Hey, what up, Marie? How you doing, baby? Say what's up to the family for me, all right? No doubt. So, as we about to get started, so, you know, like I said before, I have a live like I did like 4 days ago, and Instagram deleted. And it was a very good live. I think it was one of my favorite because I do talk about a lot of issues and things that most people seems to rather just throw under the rug or they completely ignored it. But I'm gonna have to do it over this time around, including some other issues that's happening all over the world. So we're gonna tackle each and every one of them. So to jump started, so I call this one the state of the conscious community, the crash and burn. So first of all, a lot of us here, we know it about the conscious community, and a lot of us, you know, some of us start or getting involved with, get to know more about certain hidden knowledge that which is the conscious community was behind it. So when we talk about that, we got to talk about the what makes it possible, the platform. So once you heard the conscious community, usually is the household name that we all know, people like Sonetta, because he's the one that you consider the plug. That's the one that create the platform to broadcast everyone that we happen to know, or some of us know, because it's not all of us that know them. But for what we as able to get involved with, Sonetta was the plug for that. So when you got like people like Sonetta, you got like many of them, including their work. So to me, I'm just gonna single out people that to me that play a major role in the conscious community, positive or negative. So as we start, like me personally, my favorite teachers, if you want to call them master teachers, because like I always tell people, man, if you dealing with someone that's teaching, or if you want to call master teacher, the most important part about teaching is not what they are saying, it's how they live their life. The way they live their life is much more important than what they are saying. But we are living in a society, we rather believe in the words, which most of the time, whatever they preaching, they ain't practicing it. So to me, what you practice is more important than what you're preaching. So, and I have a couple few to me, it's pretty much my favorite, or those are the one that I give respect till now, because I don't give respect like this. And to me, my favorite one is start with Phil Valentine. Phil's still my favorite. I think Phil, you know, the way he live his life, his humble ways of doing things, his frequency have a level of humbleness, okay, and it's very passionate. So to me, Phil, it's my favorite in that department, and that was a reason that my captivity dealing with the conscious community, Phil Valentine has to do the most out of it. He was the one that pulled me in more than anybody else. And my second one, it has to do with SETI, not SETI, Delbert Blair. Delbert Blair is a very, you know, is a elder, rest in peace. And, you know, he talked mostly about, UFOs and all of this stuff going on, and in the metaphysical matters of doing things. So yes, he was another one that urged me to get involved with that. And my third favorite of all, it has to do with Bobby Emmett. These are my three core favorites. But again, like I always tell someone, wherever you're learning from, your job is to pick what makes sense out of it and you move on. Your job is not to fall in love with them as the messenger. Never fall in love with the messenger. Fall in love with what makes sense to you, not even the message itself, because sometimes the message can be trapped. Like it can be hidden trap within the message you don't know. Only pick what makes sense to you. And most of the time or the only way things make sense to you if you lived it, or if you have an experience kind of similar to it, or if you're going to get to a situation in life where you're going to apply whatever you learn from them. So to me, this is the purpose or the point of following or listening or be a part of whoever that's teaching you. That's the goal. So to me, when you're looking at how this conscious community is falling, or what we call crash and burn, it was no mistakes, because they all, even though they was doing what they was doing, it shows you once again that this hidden agenda that was always there in America for the longest is still show itself at the end of the day. And now most people still don't want to recognize it, but it's always come and smacked us to the face. And it's proved once again that the very same old ways or the same old tradition or the very same agenda that always been in the table for so long in America, it don't matter, like we point fingers, either we call white people as responsible or not, but we as black folks still shows us that we still following the same blueprint they put in there, so we never go to the source. Like I always said, me and Mambo, we've been doing this for nearly 5 years now, like fully doing this. But Mambo was always in the scene first because she was advised, and I was advised to not putting myself in the scene yet, because that's the spirit. We dealing with voodoo here. And like I call it, like we doing today, and I'll probably announce it, I'm dealing with indigenous voodoo. Okay. I don't deal with what's happening over there in IT, the style they do it. We still have connections of things, but the way they go about it, we don't go about it like that. We go the indigenous matter. Pretty much we call it voodoo and indigene. Okay. So we will dive to that to the very end part. So get back to the conscious community. Like once again, as we notice that one thing that's for sure within the conscious community, most of us that do follow it for years, we witness one pattern, and it always been showing. They talk about everything from ancient Egypt, from UFO, from everything except one thing. And that one thing is pretty much the most scariest shit of all. This is what the system. I mean, when they said people, when they usually talk about the system, you want to say, I want to call it a white man. I call it the system. The system is consisted of all of the asses, white, black, Asian. It don't matter. It's whoever willing to follow the agenda or be what we considered be loyal to the status quo. To me, this is what it's always been. And like we all know this, all the conscious community, they always doing all of the typical shit. Talk about how they was great in ancient Egypt, how Africa's this and that. But that's one giant they never talk about. And like I call it, voodoo, specifically Haitian voodoo, because they never talk about it. They don't even want to bring people, like they completely ignore it, and include also the greatness of our ancestors here in the America. They don't touch about that. But again, now you need to ask yourself, you would have thought these guys are conscious. So why not? If you call yourself a conscious community, that should be a part of the conscious community. But no, again, that was a major red flag for a long time, but no one talked about it. And I remember Sonetta, he's Dominican too. So you would have thought he knows about that, because Dominican, DR, and Haiti is one land. So whatever going over there is most likely happening over there too. So you would have thought Sinetta would have to be able to, because when you talk about voodoo, it's the same shit in DR. So the D's are one of the same. So they completely ignored it. So now you're looking at the pattern from all of them. Not only they don't talk about it, we talking about elders like Ashwa Kwesi, all of them, Kwesi, if you want to call it like that. They do some amazing job of decipher information from ancient Kemet. We love that and we appreciate that. But None of them set foot to Haiti. I mean, not one of them. Now you need to ask yourself, is this something that they deliberately decide for themselves, or they get in an agenda, like they get an order, or like they have like a law in place for these guys to say, look, do not set foot in Haiti. Don't talk about Haiti's cultures. Don't do shit about Haiti. Shit. They never. You would have thought, if you conscious, if you're a historian, that should be your back door. Like before you set foot to Egypt, this is right here. This is home. This is the back door home. This is where everything started. You would have thought, like, big time historian, like he's no longer there, rest in power. He was great, but I still gonna have to call a spade for what it really is. So still, you got a big name like Wonoko Washidi. He just passed. He usually constantly bring information, specifically pictures and showing you things that have been happening all over the world. But you would have thought Wonoko would have go to Haiti, take some picture, because you still have the Citadel over there. You still have a lot of artifacts that's not being seen by people. So you would have thought that would have been one of his places that he set foot. No, not one of them. You got Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben. Not one of them set foot to Haiti. So again, this should tell you, this should be the red flag automatically to let you know that there's a brotherhood that still operates. Okay, there's still a brotherhood operates, because since the invasions, when the corrupt Zionists invade Haiti in 1915, when the president Charles Perrault got killed or got assassinated, and they stole the gold in the vote. They have an agenda to make sure they separate Black Americans between Haitians. And the reason why they do it is because of one thing: it's culture. Okay, it has nothing to do with nothing else. It's just the culture. They don't want that culture to come here. Now, when you said culture, it's nothing else but spirituality, because they know the last memory of the ancient natives. When you said voodoo, and like I said before, voodoo does not come from Africa. We need to get this shit straight. Africa contribute to it. It make it even stronger. But the whole thing to say it comes from, no, it's not. It was already here. Okay? So like I said in millions of video and countless of video, for those people that probably didn't hear me before, I just reiterate this. I bring it back just to remind you where it comes from. So it just both forces make it even stronger. So therefore, since 1915, it's always been an agenda to make sure they demonize Haitians, to demonize the culture, to keep Black Americans away from their true memories. Because the only thing that brings us together is our ancestors. And our ancestors is within voodoo. And this is what the giant, it's always been, like we call it, voodoo is the final frontier. So this is where the memory of our ancestors will bring us together. Because like I said before, it was because of voodoo that we are unified, because the majority of people they want to classify as slaves, they was not slave. They were soldiers that come here to fight to conquer the land of the America, which means the land of our native ancestors. So the reason why they forget about whoever bring them here to join force with the native is because voodoo healed them from the curse. Voodoo healed them from the ritual that they bring them here to fight. Voodoo rewired their mind to bring them back to normal, so where they get their mind right. So only voodoo can bring our minds back, to bring ourselves together once more, to unify, so we walking in the path of the ancestors and we become giant again. So now, when you're thinking about it, a lot of our people from cousins, from older generation, like probably 10, 15 years older than me, they, especially in the 90s in America, they all will tell you the struggle or the hardship they went through to go into school in America. They had to deal with with all the discriminations and the attack they received from Jamaicans and Black Americans, mostly Black Americans. They were not even getting attacked by white folks, but all the attack was mostly done with Black Americans and Jamaicans, or speaking English groups of people. Why? Because it was an agenda. It was a brainwash. Who was responsible for this? It was still the media was responsible. And what media? I have to be specific. It has to do with the Black media again. So it always shows you we always been our own worst enemy. So the very enemy we pointing fingers at, we not even on this level yet to attack him. We have to deal with the collaborators first. All the collaborators was always been the problem. So now when you're thinking about it, things like when you heard like a guy named Arsenio Hall, and it was around him and Eddie Murphy, you never heard that Eddie Murphy said anything positive about Haitians or even mentioned nothing. They never set foot over there, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So they don't say nothing. Arsenio Hall was the one that said that Haitians got AIDS. So it was always a mouthpiece. They using our brothers and sisters. They use one of us to create the division because they only equals. Remember, AIDS is a blood virus. Understand, when they said AIDS, it's pretty much create again another wall to make sure you do not fuck with Haitian at all costs, because they know if Haitian and Black Americans start to meet with each other culturally or bloodline, you revive the ancestors. That means you give the real warrior ancestors or the real ancestors a vessel to come back. Okay, so they know at all costs they gotta get, because you know whoever control the media control the mind. So Arsenio Hall was given to say that. So you already know the Zionist Jew was there, was always the one control the media. So Arsenio Hall was doing his job. So he called this bullshit, said Haitians got AIDS. So automatically once you hear that at that time in the 90s, so it's even worse. Everybody want to stay the fuck away from Haitians because job was getting done, because they do not want them to mix. They do not want to have sex with each other. They don't want him to have babies. That was why this agenda was in there, because you start giving birth to these voodoo babies. You bring back the ancestors. They was afraid of that. So they use another nigga to do the dirty work. So Arsenio scum ass was the mouthpiece to create that division even more. So right after he said that, and again, shout out to the Haitian community at that time in New York City. They shut this bitch down. So they hold it down. Shout out to the Haitians in New York at that time. So basically, that was another, milestone of effort. So a lot of comedians, you got a bunch of comedians was cracking jokes about how Haitians eat cat, they eat humans. So again, it wasn't an agenda. So when you think about these comedians, they have a platform. What their platform was, BET, and other platform that's not controlled by us. Again, the Zionist Jews. They don't want in control of all this media. So this agenda was simple. Ever since 1804 happened, they are afraid that very culture is become something that become the norm, because they know this culture come from the native, which means the original group of people here, and it come from the warrior African. Understand, the African that come here is only 6%. The story they told us, like I said again, that they put all of us on the ship and they just going in Africa and just captive and take people out of their house and force them. No, it's a farce. It was not true, and it's bull, okay? And like I said before, when they said European at that time, European, the people that was ruling was not white people. The European was black melanated people known as Moors. People need to get this shit straight. The people that come here on that boat was not white. They have white with them, but those in charge, the navigators, those that was in control, was not white. Okay, your Columbus, what you call Christopher Columbus or Christopher Colombo, whatever name you gave him, he's a mulatto. He was not white. Okay, so his family's from ancient Sicily, and when you talk about Italy, Italy is being run by Moors. Okay, when you're talking about all the ancient groups of people that control the monetary industry, that mean money, the richest family that control the money or bring the system of monetary system is the Medicis. The Medicis families are not white. They are black folks. So again, this story was given completely wrong, and shit, we got it wrong completely upside down. So once again, when these folks came here, they didn't come as slaves. They come as soldiers. So we need to get this straight. So this is why they're afraid of the Haitians' bloodline, and they vilify that bloodline all over the world, because they know this bloodline is consisted by the native and the warrior African join force as one. So now if this bloodline keep permeated with others, then you passing down vessel, you creating vessels for the very same ancestors to keep coming back so they can keep doing what they was destined to do, which mean what? Fight for justice and fight for what is right to bring balance of this realm. Pretty much the guardian of this realm. All right. So they're afraid of that. So therefore, they will use any motherfuckers, pay any motherfuckers to willing to become a mouthpiece to create this degenerate gap, to keep these people separate because they know your Africa, because that's what they do. They make you think somewhere else. They make you think somewhere far to go to Africa. But in reality, your Africa, because I said Africa, but we know it's native, but your Africa is IT. Before you set foot to Egypt, you got to take a trip to IT first, specifically if you're a black melanated person, because this is where your beginning point start. Okay. And anybody, everything started in IT. When they said this European come in here, that's where they went. They went to IT. So that's the beginning point to everything. So if it's any other places that you would like to visit before you go anywhere else, specifically in America, you got to go to IT. Okay. So now that's what it always been. There's this boogeyman and that this separation they create for everybody or anybody. Once you heard Haiti, once you heard IT, once you heard Haitians, to completely run away and to have this bad connotations of some sort of boogeyman of hate toward these people, because it was calculated and it was in an agenda. So now you would have thought all of this happened in the mainstream. Now you go to the conscious community. You would have thought within this conscious community, we're going to overcome the bullshit that happened in the mainstream. We're going to overcome all the lies, all the deceitful shit that the mainstream media has portrayed all over, specifically among our people, that you would have thought some of them will bring the shit to the table. No, they don't. Now, you ask yourself why they do it. It's quite simple. That means this conscious community from the very beginning have a master. And it's proven from the very beginning, this shit have a master. And this is where we end up what we about to do here. And we're going to go deeper. So now, as you notice, like I said before, these were my three master teachers that I love the most. It was Bobby Emmett, Phil Valentine, and Delbert Blair. Okay. They have three different perspectives of doing things. So now, as most of us notice how everything collapsed, and the collapse of the conscious community is not by mistakes, because we are in the day of truth. This is the days, this is the eras of truth. Nothing, every stone have to turn. So nothing stay hidden anymore. We in the age of truth. So the ancestors is taking responsibility on their hands. So they're gonna make sure they destroy any fake ass foundations. And this is what happened. This conscious community is a fake ass foundation, because the most important of all is the spiritual culture, and they don't tackle it, which is voodoo. They do not tackle voodoo specifically. They don't talk about IT, and they stay the fuck away from it. And I'm going to get deeper to it so people understand, is to see the patterns of what I'm saying. So when you're thinking about it, the only guy that talk about voodoo and something really bad happens to him, the only one, we talk about Bobby Emmett. Bobby Emmett is the only one that talk about the spirituality side of things, and he talk about voodoo, but the way he conduct, the way he practice it, how he bring it to the people was completely wrong. And once again, and Bobby, whatever happens to Bobby, really showed these motherfuckers that shit is no joke. And once again, and there's another reason they stay the fuck away from it. And what makes it even crazier, you would have thought, like, let's just say they said, okay, fuck Haiti, they're not fucking with the Haitians. You would have thought here in the state, we dealing with New Orleans, they will probably bring the voodoo from New Orleans. They don't even talk about the voodoo in New Orleans. They don't even tackle the shit, because it still has tie with Haitians. So again, it proves you they have a book, they have a manual book. They have a book that they mastered, handed down to them. It's like, look, this shit here, don't tackle this bitch. Don't talk about it. Stay the fuck away. It's proven, because you would have thought if they're like, okay, we don't fuck with the Haitians, but this is the state. This is America. We talk about New Orleans. This is here. They would have easily talked. They still stay the fuck away from it. So prove to you, this conscious community from the get-go have a master. So let's dive. Let's keep moving. Now, the thing with Bobby, like I was saying with Bobby Emmett, he was the only one that do talk about voodoo. And I appreciate that. And this was one of the reasons why I was more attracted to what he was preaching. But the thing about Bobby have a way of doing things again, and it proved to you there's a manual out there. So when Bobby doing this lecture dealing with voodoo, he mostly, when he about to start, he's doing the libation. And when he started, he usually call all different spirit. He called about voodoo spirit. He called about Lucifer. He called about Satan. He called about the Baphomet. He called about Baron Samedi. He called about Ogu. He called about Ganesha. He called about all different spirit all in one. So now for the majority of people, they think like, okay, this is a part of a teaching they don't know. But the truth is, it's a war that just happened. When he's doing these shit, he caused a spiritual war because each of these spirit, they own territory. Like I always tell people, spirit are energies. Just as energies, they have territorial energies like area code. Okay, that means there's certain area code, you know who's control this area. So when he's doing what he's doing, he's pretty much calling different energy. So people, because when every time he said a name, the crowd mentioned the name after. So he making people participate by volunteer their energy to amplify what he's saying. So this shit become real when he's doing that. So now he's having a load of spirit where people fuse their essence to it by saying it. So now a war breaks out within the atmosphere or the realm of the spirit, because a lot of those names is in opposition with other spirit that he called. They don't make sense with each other. So we all know the aftermath with Bobby. Bobby have a stroke. Okay, a stroke, when you decipher a stroke into the spiritual ailment, or if you want to describe in the spiritual way what a stroke is, it's pretty much an energy jam. That means the energy jam your life force. Okay, so pretty much to me, and it's proven the fact that the spirit attacked Bobby for what he was doing. He was causing too much spiritual war within the realm of the spirit, because too many other spirit has caused rift with others. So when you call them, that energy is completely going in opposition with each other. And again, like I was trying to tell people, like I said, he was a great teacher, but you shouldn't take all of the things the teachers are saying only if it makes sense to you. So I'm just going to give you an example. As we know, the stroke happened to him. It was fucked up. But again, there's rule and regulation to this shit. Like I said, voodoo is for the elite, not the fucking surface motherfuckers. But that's what the conscious community was all along. It was a surface feel good crew. So it's a group of guys trying to make themselves feel good. So they talk about feel good shit. But for them to really get involved with the real deal shit, they don't want to do that because they have an overseer that like, you better not, motherfucker. So therefore, so now with Bobby, this what ended up happens to him, unfortunately. So he got a spiritual jam because of his activity from doing that. So let's dive into what Bobby talk about. So, you know, we all know how everything start with us. It's a fact. The melanin in you is pretty much described to you who is who on this planet Earth. So if you have melanin, it just only means that your ancestors come from the oldest groups of people. You're the ancient one. That means you come from the bloodline of those that exist before everyone. So you're the elderly bloodline. That means your great ancestor gave birth to all of this shit. Everybody's your sons out here, all right? They all my sons. So this is what it pretty much means. So as we know that typical part, when it comes to Bobby always talk about the Baphomet is our shit, the Lucifer, all of this I understand. But what Bobby failed to tell people, or probably he's doing this shit because that's a part of his agenda to, you know, to cause still confusions out there. It can still be a part of it. But what he failed to tell people, even though I might create something, there's a periodic timetable that a group of people might take over this practice, and they put their own influence to it. So now they deviate the bitch. So now the same way as origin was pure, but whoever take control of it now deviate the energy, or they flip it. So the energy ain't no longer the way it was birthed to be, or was no longer the way it was supposed to be, because the whatever the energy is now is not how it was. So we should know that. So when you talk about Baphomet, I see a lot of our young brothers and sisters, they all involved with this Baphomet is because of the conscious community. The conscious community don't want to start in this Baphomet shit. And I'm going to get deeper to this because it's very important. So I want people to know, and people said, Hebrew, I understand. All of this practice come later on when we fallen in grace, okay? When different factions of our ancestors start to branching out and go into different region, and some of us take certain knowledge with us, so we're going to remember, most knowledge of our ancestors of the past, what we come to know today, these knowledge was used as a weapon to control region. Remember, most knowledge comes from us, but we was using it as a weapon to control region because most of us was under persecutions. So as our kingdom, as our empire was falling, a lot of us know the empire about to fall. So before the empire fall, it don't just happen overnight. We have date, we have signs, we know, we saw the patterns before it collapsed. So some of us was prepared. And most of us before this empire collapsed, we was, we was putting plans in motion to take over a region. Okay, so I'm like, okay, this shit about to collapse. So shit, I'm about to move in that motherfucking region here. So I'm gonna bring certain knowledge with me, and I'm gonna use this knowledge to control over the minds of the people. Because back in the day, that was the ultimate nuclear weapon. It was not nothing else but who can control the mind, and it was nothing with books. So when you heard about the talk about the Hebrews is nothing else but ancient Egyptians that fled Egypt because Egypt was collapsing. So when they leave Egypt, they take certain knowledge with them to weaponize these knowledge to take over the other region they're about to fled over, or they're about to become the next refugees, or the next region they're about to settle with. So they bring knowledge just to control the mind. Just one of them, Christianity. Okay, so when they talk about Christianity, Christianity was a weapon they used to control Europe. Mostly when they said Europe, they talk about most white people. Okay, non-melanated people. They was using that book because most of them was mostly very Neanderthal genetics. So they was very savage. They were warlike beings. They savage and warlike. So they was using the Bible as a form of a moral compass to make sure they can behave, by make them think that they belong to something, to a sort, or to something greater. So the Bible was a weapon used to pretty much control a group of people they couldn't do. So this is the same concept our ancestor was doing. So when they left Egypt, they take with them a whole lot of different knowledge, and they're going to weaponize these knowledge to take over different regions. So when you heard about the Baphomet and you heard about the Kabbalah, all of this is different knowledge that they weaponize to control different region, or to create validations over others, to prove that my God is bigger than yours and better than yours. You should give me, or you should surrender anything you have because my God told me so. This is what this shit was all about from the beginning to now. So when you talk about the Baphomet, if you're looking at the pentagram, so that's so many different ways of explaining it. Some people are going to tell you it's the unifications between the yin and the yang, or the feminine principle and the masculine principle meet with each other. So now I know, because remember, religion always use a symbol of fear. This is what religion is, okay? Only ancient Kemet use a symbol as life. When you see the Ankh mean life, is the reproduction system. We all knew that part here. This is nothing new. But as these other religions start to get birth after that, they are using the symbol too. As we use life, they use the opposite. They use death. So when you see the cross was an instrument of torture and death. So when you see the cross, it pretty much means if you don't get down with us, this is your fate. So we got to be clear here. So it's the same thing you saw as the cross. That is an instrument of death and torture. That's the same thing that's happened with the what you call the Baphomet or the pentagram. The pentagram is the instrument of sacrifice. If you're looking at the pentagram, it looked like your body just straight, 2 hands up and both of your feet in your head. So they just tie you down to do a ritual sacrifice. So your pentagram is nothing but a sacrificial angles to get you killed for ritualistic purpose. So again, all religion that birth after Kemet become an instrument of death or instrument of intimidation. They're trying to intimidate you. So again, that teaching from the conscious community, it comes from these guys, these teachers. They talk about Baphomet. Now they said Baphomet is your shit. Oh yeah, the breast creature. You talk about the goat. You know what I'm saying? They call Pan. They put the hands up, do this shit. That's you. No, I would like to say this shit is not our motherfucking shit. Okay? This was the perversion version. This was the perverting part after our ancestors done collapsing. So now whoever take control now, they want to create their new world on their image. They want to create their religious practice on their image. And they bring this shit up. So when you see our people get involved with this bitch, this shit is not ours. So this is where the conscious community was, the compromise of the conscious community started, okay? The Baphomet shit is not ours, okay? It's not ours. The satanic shit is not ours. The Luciferian shit is not ours. These are forces or a group of people that want to forge themselves a new world. So they want to create the version of spirituality for the new world on their own practice or in their own likeness, okay? So now, that's what Bobby was doing. So Bobby have another protege, very, very intelligent, and I got mad love for him. But again, if it's a bullshit, I'm gonna call it, and how it was supposed to be done in the first place. A guy named Brother Panic. Okay, so wait. Do you guys can hear me? I just want to make sure. Do you guys can't hear me? Because I think I saw someone said they couldn't hear me. So if you guys can hear me, make sure to tell me that you can hear me, please. Yes or no? Okay. All right. No doubt. So once again, this brother named Brother Panic. And Brother Panic is a protege from Bobby Emmett. And with Brother Panic, he's a strong, and he called himself Panic because of pen. He's a strong practitioner or influencer dealing with the Baphomet. And again, and this is where I'm at with this, just to show you there's a do and don't within this conscious community. My point is why you don't talk about or why you don't practice voodoo. Why his strongest point is not about voodoo. If you don't want to fuck with the Haitians, I can understand as his personal issues, but why not the voodoo in New Orleans? Even though it was the same group of native ancestors in the African Haitians that comes together with this tradition and with this culture. It's one of the same group of people. But if you feel like you be more comfortable with it here, but so be it. But guess what? He don't. This guy talking about Alester the Crowley, man. He talking about Crowley. Before you talk about Bookman, before you talk about Cecile Fatima, this dude is teaching about motherfucking Crowley, man. A fucking pedophile, a demon scum, a dude that have no sense of morality. He told you just do what you feel like to do. I don't remember his say, but he have a famous quote or famous saying pretty much do whatever the fuck you want to do. So if you want to fuck a baby, do it. You want to kill someone, do it. That's the guy that he was preaching to the kids. He was preaching to the conscious community. That was this guy that he think he was so fascinated with. But not our ancestors from IET, not our native practice, not the voodoo shit, unless the motherfucking Crowley. And the whole pentagram shit, mostly dealing with, when you're dealing about Baphomet, the poster boy for all of this is fucking Crowley. And you talk about Madame Blavatsky. So he did teaching about Blavatsky, Crowley before they talk about Cecile Fatima, all the majors that put the work, that do the effort to make this shit possible for us today. This was the conscious community. So now you got to understand all of this shit was a part of the plan in the first place because they know our people is really thirsty. We are thirsty for our true origins of spirituality. We really want to connect with our ancestors. They know this, there's a major void. They know this void needs to be filled, but they hurry up and make sure that they control the other ones, so they make sure they fill up this void with their own agendas. So now we are participating on their own shit, so we volunteering, giving energy for their own shit, so they stayed on fucking top. Till now they stay on top because of these shit. So now you're looking at, that's why I pretty much point fingers at him, because I remember like he used to be on Blog Talk Radio, and that was one time he was talking about how he has a Crowley ritual. And that's one of the most fucking degenerate and disgusting ass shit that I hear, that this guy was like, he was pretty much telling people that they need to do this fuck ass shit. That's some savage, low life scum ass shit. And he was pretty much telling people, yo, that's a ritual that if y'all can do this shit, y'all on some high level shit. Pretty much this guy was telling people that to take women, period, blood and mix it with semens and to drink this shit. I mean, yo, I don't make this shit up. This shit to me, but this is what the fuck they was. Well, you got to understand, these motherfuckers dealing with the pan, with the pentagram, dealing with your Baphomet, they'd usually do one of the most degenerate act of shit because they want to show you, because Hollywood, there's many story about actresses and musicians. They have to do some horrendous ass shit to be put on. You know what I'm saying? Some crazy acts. Some have to eat feces and shit. Some have to eat shit. Some have to eat semen with shit. And we heard stories in Hollywood, some crazy shit. All of this come with this pentagram and this motherfucking Baphomet ass shit. That's why they all celebrity doing this, all the rappers doing this. That's your pen. That's your shit. This is not ours. We never see this hand sign in the ancient Kemet or even see it in ancient America with our native hit. This is not our doing. But these are the shit that they was doing. You know what I'm saying? So now, as we moving forward, we looking at other brother that just get involved with some fuck shit. You know, a guy like Polite. Polite was to me the most intelligent young talent because he's the youngest one in the circle at that time that was out there. The kid was brilliant. He talked perfect. And he was like, I mean, he was really a prodigy about all that. But again, do Polite ever talk about IET? Even now, I think one of his girlfriend is from Haitian descent. Never. Polite take trip. He went to Israel. He went to the wall of Israel to talk about Israel. But he don't set foot to IET, the land that gave him freedom, the land that make everything possible for him. Not one motherfucking time. And he was from what? I think he's Nigerian. So you would have thought that's your African. IET is another part of your African brotherhood. So that's another place you should set foot. He went everywhere except this motherfucking place. So all of this shows you brother Seti also, he have a movement there, you know, he trying to sponsor so every year to take people out of Kemet. It's still a beautiful act, don't get me wrong, to bring some kid to see our, you know, our effort, our one of the, you know, high level shit, our ancestor, our big time accomplishment from these pyramids. But we have major accomplishment right there in the back door, which is IET, the Citadel. So you would have thought these guys would have still showed love because, you know, they all got one talk, Black Power. They all have one talk, RBG. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like Black Power talk. So you would have thought the place that created the RBG or the place that gave you the power to say Black Power, you would have thought that would have been the place that you fucking went in and out before. Not one of their asses set foot over there. So again, these were the sign of compromise. These were the sign of showing you this conscious community have a motherfucking boss. They never set foot over there. So with this Polite shit, you already see what happened. All of it is a sign showing you the ancestors is tearing their ass apart because they don't go to the source. Like I said before, voodoo is the motherfucking source. This is where everything come to be. This is where you separate children from the elite. So therefore, they never get involved with nothing. So now they collapse. So now just think about those now that show love where the fuck they at. So now again, this brother, I might not agree with a lot of stuff that he's involved, but I respect him because he's the only one within the conscious community that make the move. And even though he come out with something that I'm not fully agree with, some stuff that he had in there, but I still don't give a fuck because to me, the act is much more important than details. The act is much more important than details. So I was more not agree with certain details, but his act was much more greater than that. And he was the only motherfucker that did that. And that's why he's on top, because the ancestor carry his ass away and make sure they put his ass on top because of that. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is the only one around that actually take the initiative to shed some light to IET. Okay, he make his hidden color. He call it 1804. Shout out to him. Like I said, there's a lot of little detail into the 1804 I didn't agree with, but at the end of the day, he was the only one that make or shed the light to motherfucking IET. And for that, the ancestor fucking take him and put him on top. And he's the only one in the conscious community, while everybody else doing all sort of weak-ass tattoo and shit, he's the only one with a veve on his motherfucking chest. He put an Ogu veve on his chest. Shout out to you, Tariq. And there's a reason why you are shining like a fucking beacon in the conscious community, because the Haitian ancestor, the native ancestors, the voodoo ancestors decide to walk with you and they're taking you from the fucking top, okay? That's why he's prospering and he stay on top. And now we just heard what just happened for him right now, okay? We heard that he just get, a GoFundMe he did with trying to create a museum over there in LA, and now everything went through, everything works out. So this dude making major motherfucking move, and because the ancestor give the blessing, he went to IT. I know IT and fucking shit. We know the fucking place is upside down. We know the place ain't fucking look good. We know the places so-called have security issues. But if you know you're willing to set foot to get the vibration of your ancestors, that's all that matters. We know that, but it's all by design. IT is not fucked up because the people's fucked up. IT is not fucked up because nobody want to see greater. No, it's an agenda. And the agenda is that quite simple. They do not want you to go get this vibration, man. They do not want you to go get this motherfucking vibration, because once you set foot over there, all the ancestors is rewire your motherfucking force field. They don't want that. They know about it. Okay? They know. That's why they do everything in their power. They said these folks are AIDS. They said these folks eat cats. They said these folks is demon. They said this folks is poor. They create, listen, you name it, they did it over there, because they do not want you to set foot on the ancestors' wall. They know once you set foot there, the ancestors gonna carry on, and they're gonna join you halfway, because they're gonna vibrate all over your aura, all over your force field. So when you back home, when you went back to the state, they are with you. This is what they're afraid of. So once again, it's proven those that show love always get where they need to go. So once again, like I said, we're gonna show you the patterns of those that show respect. So did you guys know this is everybody specifically that set foot to IT, something major always happens for them for the better? Kanye went to IT. Kanye become a motherfucking billionaire. Rihanna went to IT. Rihanna become a fucking billionaire. Kim Kardashian went to IT. Kim Kardashian become a billionaire. Listen, this shit, it's no joke, because this is what the ancestors will do for you, because they know they can take you on top, because when they put you to a certain level, now you be able to reach out to others, because that's what they do. They want to make sure we reach out to one another to pull each other to the level that we need to be. So everybody that set foot over there, just gotta fuck rocking, because the ancestor has their back. And all this conscious community, only fucking Tariq. And now look where Tariq at. He done surpassed every one of these niggas. Now look at all of their asses. What they do? Nothing. But they all talk the talk. There's black power this. There's black power that. They talk about Garvey before they talk about Dessalines. Like I always said this shit. Garvey, I respect what he did, but Garvey failed. Dessalines succeed. And if we talk about Garvey, it's because of Dessalines. Because without Dessalines, you don't have none of these niggas here. We still be in chain. So again, I still got mad love and respect for my greatest, one of my greatest. We got Malcolm and motherfucking Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is my greatest of all time, when specifically in my generation that I witnessed. I was not there then. And my witness in my generation, Muhammad Ali is the highest of all. Because what he do, I told people, say something, speak something, mean nothing unless you walk the motherfucking walk. Whatever, how you live your life is much more important. Muhammad Ali is the only one that I was not there, but he died when I was alive. So basically, to me, I was a part of his generation that walked the walk. This guy was in the highest of his peak. He was on his prime. And he said, no, I'm willing to lose everything before I fucking go out there and kill other people that have no business with me or I have no beef with. How many of us sell out motherfuckers that would rather sacrifice their wealth before they say no to the fucking devil? Not many of us. Probably nada. Probably 1%. He probably was the last example that we witnesses that did that. Okay? So shout out to Muhammad Ali and shout out to Malcolm, and like they was giant within themselves. But when we talk about these guys, specifically the conscious community, these are teachers. These are people that our babies, our youth, people like us, or elderly people that are looking for knowledge is actually listened to. So you would have thought it's the same way they talk about Garvey, they would have talked about Dessalines like that. They don't fucking talk about Dessalines. So it proved to you, once again, there's an agenda to not talk about Dessalines. And this agenda was made by the brotherhood that you call the Masonic, the Masons. The Masons make sure that they banish Dessalines. Okay? When you said Masons, you pretty much know about gatekeepers, if you want to call it like that. Because once you say Dessalines, like I tell people, I'm the only one that unlocked the truth. People think, they say, oh, they don't want to talk about Dessalines because Dessalines was killing white. Bullshit. Okay? Dessalines army have a shitload of white fighting with him. So the notion that Dessalines hate whites or Dessalines was racist, it's another lie, because it was a lot of Polish people fighting for Dessalines, Polish Legion. You got a lot of Italian that helped fight, including British and a few French. So he mobilized certain groups of white folks with him. So this guy was not what they were saying. So off bat, I know this was a lie that they just don't want to talk about him because he was race, he was killing white. No bullshit. The truth is, if they talk about Dessalines, you will know about your birth motherfucking right. Okay? I repeat, if they talk about Dessalines, eventually your birthright will come to the light. Okay? Why? Because Dessalines always take pride on his army. He don't take credit for himself. He always talk about his army. He was the general of his army, and his army have a name. This is why they don't want to talk about him, because if you mention his name, then his army name will have to come out of your mouth, or people would like to know what army he was leading, because he was a general. So they will tell you what army he was leading. Okay, so now if they tell you the name of his army, oh, they're in trouble, because now this is what it's all about. This is why they don't want you to fuck with Haitians, because this is the truth they want to hide forever. Voodoo is the memory of it, but there's a title behind it. They don't want the army to come back. You want to know what the army name was? Most of us already know it, so I'm going to say it. The Army of the Indigenous. That's how his army was named. The Army of the Indigenous. The Indigenous Army. So off bat, Dessalines know he was a native. Off bat, Dessalines know the people fighting were natives. So feather up. That's why I put my feather. That's why I put the feather right there. Because this is the Indigenous Army and me. This is the Indigenous ancestor and me. This is why Dessalines was outlawed. Because if they talk about him, then you're going to know the greatest army of all time. The army that defeat all three superpowers was nothing but the natives. They have to keep that motherfucking name out of the book. That's why they don't have a Dessalines University. That's why they don't have a Dessalines school. But they will give you a Marcus Garvey school, because they know what Garvey was pushing. Back to Africa. Did you not get it? Garvey was pushing back to Africa. Garvey was trying to denationalize you. Let me just take a pause. Let that shit sink for a second. Think about this shit for a second. I'm going to let it simmer. Maybe you don't understand what I just said. Let it roll. Let that shit marinate for a second. Garvey movement was to move to Africa. Dessalines movement was for them to fight for their own motherfucking land. Garvey said move to Africa. They reward him. That's why you got Marcus Garvey University. That's why they have Marcus Garvey Boulevard. That's why they talk about Garvey more than him, because they want to denationalize you from your land. But Dessalines, he was the general of the Indigenous Army. That means the army that defeat all superpower were native indigenous, not Africans. Indigenous. This is why they outlaw his motherfucking name, because if his name pop off, then you revive the indigenous energy. Then you revive the indigenous birth motherfucking right. This is why they don't like him. This is why the conscious community never talk about him. This is why the conscious community stay the fuck away from him, because again, in the handbook of this whoever control behind closed door massa, they don't want to disrespect massa. So they will talk about anybody else or everybody else except motherfucking the warrior, the greatest general of all time, Dessalines. Okay? That's why they did that. And that's the reason why I respect, again, Muhammad Ali, because he went to Haiti. He could not be greatest without setting foot to the motherfucking Haiti. He was the only motherfuckers at that time go back to Haiti. He went to Haiti. Shout out to Muhammad Ali. And that's why he's the greatest, because he set foot to the greatest motherfucking spot in the entire world before these corrupt scumbags set foot here, because Haiti was the headquarters of the America. Okay, so therefore he set foot to the greatest place that make it possible for him. Okay, so this is why the conscious community fall. Okay, Anakao now was the queen leader, was the queen, the empress that ruled the entire America. Like I always said that in countless of times. So if you don't know, now you know. So again, that's why they all fail, because they have a handbook, they have an agenda, and the agenda was quite simple: make them African all the way and make them ignore about the native side of them. Like I said, a lot of people might feel some type of way because I talk with passion, I talk with energy, because my native ancestors want me to behave like this. They want to manifest to my word because they've been neglected the longest and they've been disrespected the longest, because they are the one that died and sacrificed. They sacrificed everything to give us what we have today. Now I said, I have best of the both worlds. I have African genetic and I have native genetic. I'm not neglecting my African side. All I said is quite simple. All my life, all our life, we have culture that build to brainwash us to only think about one side. That's the reason why I'm doing this. We only thinking about one side. They want us to only think about one side, which is the African side. What about my native side? What about my native mom? What about them? So what's so wrong about me want to connect with my other side? What's so wrong about that? So this is where I'm at with this. We can never be on our greatest time. We can never be on our highest self if we don't connect with both sides, because it proves both sides become one, and that's why we give the spank on these motherfuckers. That's why we defeat the three superpowers, because we bring the best of the both worlds. We bring the African energy and we bring the native energy, and we become motherfucking God body. Okay, this represent the East, which is Africa, and then the native represent the West, unify as one, and it become motherfucking God body. This is what they're afraid of. They don't want us to claim our native side. They don't want us to bring that knowledge together. When we unify it, it's over. We become God body, because our native, we living in America. Okay, I'm not talking about here in the United States alone. When we said America, all the motherfucking Caribbean, all the South America, this is America. So we all American. Let's get this shit clear. Okay, this is not a United States we talking about here. We talk about anybody come from the Caribbean, anybody from South America. You are American by blood. You have native by blood. So this is your duty and your responsibility to reconnect with your native side and to show love and respect, and you honor and you respect them. And then you gonna be able to get the knowledge, because they live here. This is their land. That's their territory. Okay? They have to be the one that teach the African. When the African come here, they was the one teaching them. But these fuck-ass master teachers, these co-op, they trying to tell you otherwise. They're trying to tell you that African come here and they come here with their own knowledge. Like, no, we're going to be able to do that. You don't fucking know the land. You don't farm the land. You don't know shit about the land. How the fuck you going to be able to do that? So if you go with the very notions of what they usually say, that they bought slave here. So if you're a slave, you don't know the land. You don't know how to cultivate the land. You don't know the hideout from the land. How are you going to defeat three superpower when you constantly working? So not only you working, they are supervising you. So that means they're watching your fucking ass. So how are you going to be able to defeat three superpower of the motherfucking world? How? It's impossible. But if I know my motherfucking land, if I know my home, I'm not going to allow nobody to come from anywhere to come and beat me at my motherfucking house. It's impossible. I know where to hide. I know where to poison you. I know where to do everything, because this is my home. So I'm not going to let you beat me. And this is what they don't want us to know. And this is why these sellout and these so-called conscious community, they're going to keep pushing this shit in our throat, because they have a master. They have a handbook. And this is why the conscious community collapsed. Because these ancestors, those native energy, the native ancestors don't want it no more. They're like, enough is enough. They're not going to take this bullshit. That's why all of them is done. And those that show love, they stand still. It's a fact. Okay? It's a fact. Say what you want. It's a fact. So now, when they get down to spirituality, like I said before, I don't care what moves you. If Christianity moves you, as Muslim move you, that's your prerogative and that's your choices. This not gonna disconnect me between me and you. Maybe you're not there yet. And I understand, to me, if you know the difference, then you will see the truth for yourself. There's a difference between them. The only difference is one is for morality, one is for connections. Okay? Voodoo is a connection. Voodoo is a spiritual science that it's not even, I don't want to call it, it's not a religion, but this is what they do. They want to devalue the shit by claiming or by put a title to it to deviate you from the truth. Voodoo is not a religion. It's a science, and it's the science of nature, to connect with nature, to become one with nature, because Mother Nature is the boss, okay? Mother Nature is the boss. So Mother Nature make us become the guardian of this motherfucker, the guardian of the galaxy, if you want to use this little term. So they claim it as a religion. So now you devalue it. So you put that shit on their level now. And that's why they be able to manipulate it us. So like I tell people, whatever religion you fall through, to me, it's a book of morality. So it's a form of confine you to morality of whatever kind they want you to get involved with. But voodoo, it's the connection. It's to be able to deal with things far beyond your comprehension. So definitely it's not the same. But this should not be able for me to create a gap between you and me just because you're involved with this. No, no. You're still my brothers. You're still my sisters. Because I know we still have a purpose together, no matter what. So now you have this young kid, young Pharaoh. Everybody know, once again, I give him mad kudos and props because this kid still have more balls than the majority of them motherfuckers in the conscious community. So I have to give him respect because he tackle issues and talk about issues that most would not dare to do. So the kid is fierce, so we must give him his respect. But at the same time, understand there's still an agenda. So what is the agenda? He was the first that call out Minister Farrakhan and talk shit and curse him out, giving all type of name. But once again, I don't give a damn. I know how it is for these old farts. I know how it is in the past. For him to survive this long, you know he got to be a part of a brotherhood. I know that. But again, there's a level of respect, okay, that you must have. And this kid, he have no sense of respect. And as a youth, a lot of other youth is watching him. And there's a reason why they gave him the validation that he was receiving, because they know his young influence on the youth coming up. And his influence on the youth coming up is being disrespectful and not respecting elderly, because his coming up was mostly about talking shit against elders, period. Like I said, you see how I go about my shit. I'm not agreeing with a lot of shit these elders done, but you're not going to find me cursing out and calling names out elders. This is not the way to go about it. Whatever I don't like, I call it out and keep on moving, but I still respect and appreciate their effort and their dedication from whatever time they was doing and conduct that effort with. So with him, his agenda was quite simple. Go after people and pretty much disrespecting elder. That was his motive in his move. So again, when it comes to Farrakhan, a lot of people talk shit about the minister. I don't know the minister, but I heard and I see a lot of things that the minister's done. One thing I can say, people can say shit about the Nation of Islam. I'm not down with any religion format, but if it has become something, or if it has been something that helps some of our people, we must say it. The Nation of Islam do help a lot of our brothers and sisters that was in some bad situation. So you think I'm gonna call them out and talk shit? No. Again, this is a different route. We don't need to be down all in one shot. We don't need to be all in one room. The truth is to understand when we need each other, we can meet halfway. That means you down with this religion, you down, that's you. But if this shit go down where we gonna put our shit aside, put all our differences aside, that's what matters. And this is what I believe in. So the minister went to IET. Minister Farrakhan went to motherfucking IET. And there's a reason why he's still here when a lot of motherfuckers not. Okay? So again, I might not agree with a lot of shit that he's done, but he speak more truth than motherfucking lies. So is that what matters? And the Nation of Islam has done a lot of great things to a lot of our brothers and sisters. Is that what motherfucking matters? So again, who the fuck am I to call the minister and talk shit like this young dude has done? That itself was the beginning of telling you they're about to use his way to influence the kid. Now look what just happened for him. Now he got a little bit of fame now, and next thing you know is the typical shit that start to occur, just like Polite. Like we said before, Polite, we know he's a smart guy. I love a lot of stuff. He's doing a lot of teaching, but everything that Polite is doing right now is a total opposite of what he usually talk about then, or how he was trying to say how all the teaching was about. It's totally opposite. Like I said, it's not about what I'm saying. Your lifestyle, how you live your life is much more important. So all the talk Polite been doing in the past, and look how he's living his life. Polite trying to floss, trying to show, trying to stunt show his car. What is the difference between these rappers? You know how these niggas talking shit about these rappers? So now they all want to live the lifestyle of a rapper. So again, con motherfucking artists telling you his sneakers, showing you he rocking Gucci, he's rocking all the Louis Vuitton, all this bullshit. So now again, what about all these black-owned businesses? There's a lot of brothers that own stores that he could have easily helped get the name out there. Nada. Again, he was showing you that it was nothing but another section between the game or between the system that controlled them. Now look at Young Pharaoh. Same shit. Same shit. Now he's doing face tattoo just like these artists is now. So now he have a big tattoo on his neck. So now he's just trying to get this prison industry image to the kid. So again, this shit was conscious. No, this was another industry to furthermore pull down those that's looking for the light. So again, Young Pharaoh he make a video dedicated to talk shit about Haitian voodoo, specifically Haitians. And now this dude look like he's crazy, man. This dude look crazy. Like he have videos out there like this dude needs fucking help. I mean, yo, this shit is fucking sad. But once again, that's what these ancestors gonna do. They're gonna tear down these fuck ass foundations because they don't have no substance. The ancestors is take away they just remove all these weak ass motherfuckers along the way. That was nothing conscious about them because they all ignore the source. And voodoo was the motherfucking source, and they ignore it. And that's what you got in return. So this is what the whole shit was all about. We tackle that, dealing with the conscious community. So we're gonna see if we're gonna tackle some other issues as we move forward. So if I miss out someone in there, just forgive me. I don't know. I don't think I forget about anybody. I think that was pretty much it. Dealing with the state of the conscious community that is completely collapsing. And once again, you have people out there also with Sinetta. And once again, I respect Sinetta because he was the one that give a platform to expose all of them. Rather it was positive or negative, but he still do his job. Regardless, that needs to be respected. But at the same time, his platform was another mouthpiece for bullshit. So like I said, I'm going to call it like it is. So we got to call it. And one of them, like, it happens like probably months ago. Now you have people inside that platform telling black folks to go vaccinated. I mean, this shit become like, if you need any proof that these motherfuckers completely lost their shit or they completely compromised, like I'm gonna say this shit again. Your vaccine is your choice. I'm not gonna tell you to not take it because some of us don't have a choice. But either if I took the fucking vaccine, it's my motherfucking decision and it's private. So if I took this shit, it's on me. This is my job to tell you to fucking take it. This is me. This is my responsibility. It's private to me. If I do it, that's on me. But these niggas is out there telling people, yes, you should go get it. This is the work of what they're doing right now. And like I said again, I'm pro-choice. Okay? So if I take it, it's on me. Some shit went wrong, it's on me. But it's the same thing. If I don't take it, that's my motherfucking choice too. So respect it. I'm pro-choice because I see where the shit is going. Because we all know when the shit is going. This is a precursor to a world where in the future they're gonna tell you to donate your fucking organs because that's the law. So this is where I'm at with this. Because one way or the other, the way this world is heading, because we not taking responsibility, that means we not respond to our ability to let them know we the motherfucking boss. Because all this system, whatever you call it, this system, we are the one give life to this system, not the elite. The elite don't live among us. The elite is not a part of this system. The system only exists because we make it possible. We are the one spending on this system. We are the one working to make that spending within the system. The little 2% is not involved. They are raping us within the system. So therefore, we the boss. If we say no, it goes. But it shows you they're going to always use one of us in position where they know we listen to them, or an outlet where they can reach out to people like us and to pass out the poison message. Now, this is what Sinetta is exposing. You have niggas in Sinetta now talk about, oh, niggas should go get the vaccine. There you have it. So again, this conscious community have no motherfucking backbone. It's a complete sham. It's a fucking shame. No one is calling this shit out the way it's supposed to. But for the good ones out there, shout out to them. Shout out to brother Asir. He always been solo with his wife, and he's been an inspiration, like me and Mambo, because he's been doing this for a minute with him and his wife. Shout out to him. He's always been solo, and it's proved to you, the more you've been solo, that means there's a lot of shit you not associate with. He's been consistent with that. You got Dr. Phil Valentine, consistent with his work. The Black Magic brother Rich, even though sometimes some people comes and I'm not agreeing, but again, that's detail, but they consistent. The Pill brothers, they've been consistent, but again, the majority of these niggas, nah, it's a goddamn shame. So this is what the state of consciousness was involved. We don't need to call it consciousness. It's consciousness. So they are con artists. It's over for them because they ignore the motherfucking source. You ignore the source, then you will not vibrate. Without vibration, you don't exist. And that's a fact. And it's over. There's no debate in it. Without the source, you don't vibrate. Without vibration, you don't exist. And voodoo is the vibration source of motherfucking America. Because our ancestors, that was the energy source they used to control this dimension you call the motherfucking West. Okay? So, Aya Bombay to the native ancestors. And I hope and I want all of us here in America, melanated folks. And if you lighter skin or if you white, it doesn't matter, because there's a lot of people that's white. They just first generation white. I have friends I know they're first generation black. So do not believe the motherfucking hype. It's all about where your energy drive you to, where you feel like you're comfortable, whoever pulls you. If the spirit pulls you, that means your avatar has been called upon. So this is not about a race shit. It's about a frequency shit. I repeat, it's not about a race shit. It's about a frequency shit. Because I said it. The biggest lie in history is to tell you that white folks go grab you in Africa and they bring you here so you can work. And they can whoop you in the back. They say, work, nigga, work. Bullshit. Okay? You too strong. You too fast to think that little scrawny European from Europe gonna go to a fucking place in Africa that they're gonna take you and put you in chain to bring you here. Give yourself some respect. I mean, really? You don't see your physiology? It's impossible. It will never be, because even a motherfucking dog, a small puppy, if I cornered a small puppy to a corner, the puppy will try to fight back, even though the puppy know I will fucking crush it. They call Mother Nature. That means nature will take action. Anything cornered will have to fight back. So you mean to tell me a group of African cornered, they're going to force the captive to just kidnap them to bring them here? Are you fucking kidding me? You will bring a corpse here. They would rather die before they come here. They will fight to the end. So you watching these brainwashed movie, motherfuckers show you, they grab your baby, they just take the baby from you and go sell it. In what motherfucking world? They would have to kill you to take that fucking baby. Because this is Mother Nature acting. So the very same person, they snatch that baby from you, and now, motherfucker, you gonna cook for the same group of people that snatch your baby? You're gonna wash their clothes, you're gonna cook for them, and you're gonna feed their baby? Who does that? This is called programming. This is what these movies does, because they want to recondition you, because they know who you are. Okay? They know who you are. They want to recondition you. The African that comes here was soldiers. And the truth is, they was not here to help the native. They come here to exterminate the native with the European. And the European was not white. There was black Moors. They have some European with them, but those in charge and responsible for the expedition was Moors. Okay? So when they come here, they come with the African soldiers. They call them Bosal. Bosal mean a bad motherfucker. Okay? So for Bilolo Congo, ou Haitien Bilolo Congo, qui toujours ap di yo pren nou en esclave vin la, pas de vrai. C'est soldat qui vin là. Soldat qui vin là, vin de blanc bataille. OK? Et là, tout les Indiens, c'était Africain qui t'a aidé à exterminer les Indiens. Et pas de jambes bloquées tout les Indiens. So get this shit straight. This is something they don't talk about. They don't want to talk about it. Okay? So, we let this shit to rest. We're going to lay it to rest. Oh, I almost forgot. It's important. For the Haitian community, they have this lady. Her name is Margaret. And she's on a show with a guy called Makatu. And she was saying, and she was not saying, she was saying what I was saying for days, what I was saying for years with Mambo. She was saying the reason why DR, Dominican Republic, has prospered because they acknowledge the native side more than the African side. That means they understand that the owner of the land, you respect them first before the guests. She said that, I think, last like 3 days ago or probably last week. But all along I've been saying that. So that's another problem. They listen to my shit, but they won't say shit about me. They won't even give me credit for it. They rather just go out there and put it out, act like they come up with it. But it's okay. The work of the ancestors is being done. Okay? So pour Haïtien no jam dou la, Margaret nan show Makatia, li di ke, et pas li di ça depuis longtemps, m'a dit ça. Li di raison fait de Dominicains gon pi bon pays passe nous bien gen harmonie, c'est parce que yo respecté ancêtres indiens au plus pas haïtien ou même pas haïtien pas ba respect même. Mettre terre faut respecter parce que docteur ouvert porte pour tout le monde. So peut-être ça Dominican Republic pi bon pas Haïti parce que respecter mettre terre. Shout out pour mademoiselle parce qu'elle dit même d'ap dit quelques jours. So bien j'aime di nou son ba nou gen dans communauté nous mettons dans moun ap djon bagay. Parce que n'ta ba moun nan respect pour di lan plutôt fait comme si c'est nous même qui vinn avec l'enfant. Bon, m'pa parler de ça. L'essentiel parole la parler, l'essentiel li rive sou moun. Mais m'a dit ça quelques jours mais pas bon crédit. Ni pas jamais relé m'bou m'parler avec tout parce que ça me représente a totalement contradicté ça a dit à eux même. Ça veut dire si yo mettem dans position pour yo parler avec, il pas bon pour yo. Parce que même tout ça m'a pas prendre, tout ça m'a mettre dehors, totalement craser ça mettre dehors à eux même. Ça veut dire pas ka exister avec. Peut-être ça tout prend pose yo pas eux. Mais il a prend note. Il a prend petit bail en bas. We all parler lui-même pour faire comme si c'est eux-mêmes qui viennent avec. Nevertheless, so we leaving that as we moving. So now we go into a different topic. So because we just an hour 34 minutes, so we about to get to the 2 mark soon. So we're gonna just run into the next level. So now we know what happened. Now this is current event. We just gonna go straight to current event. Okay. So now we got the brother Michael K.Williams that just passed. Rest in power. Rest in peace, R.I.P. We know this was a tragic loss. We didn't agree with it. It's fucked up. but I have to call this shit for what it is. So as we notice the brother, the funny thing is, way before that, we talking about probably 2 years ago. I'm a filmmaker. I make movies. This is my shit. This is my passion, right? I always said if I'm going to make the Haitian Revolution movie, I can see him as a character. And I always like, look, if I'm going to make this movie, this dude will be the guy that I make sure play a character in the Haitian Revolution. And the character I have for him, pretty much, I mean, I cannot believe that he's gone because nobody could have played this character better than him. I have him play Capua L'Amour. I had him playing Capua L'Amour. Capua L'Amour mean in English, Capua the death. In the Haitian story, that was this guy named Capua L'Amour. We pretty much mean his name was Capua the death. He was the one leading the fight in the area called Vertières. He was on the horse, has these French shooting guns and cano. This dude running with his fucking horses as he's moving. They shoot the cano take his hat. They shoot another gun bullet just flying by this dude. Another cano take out his horse, like the horse foot just completely sliced out with the cano. He's fall on the floor. This dude just got up. He tell everybody, let's fucking move. Don't stop. He could never get bullet. He cannot get penetrated by bullet wound. The French saw this shit. They have to stop the motherfucking fight because they're like, what the fuck are we witnesses? It's like this motherfucker is like he's the death himself. Like he cheated death. So they give him the name Capua the death. So to me, I always feel like this dude, if I'm making the Haitian Revolution, he will be the guy I pick to play Capua the death, Capua L'Amour. And he ended up dying. That shit was pretty much, I mean, it hurts me because he was a good motherfucking brother. But this is what I'm trying to tell people, man. I'm trying to tell people, movie, I said, movie is a light ritual, i.e. light possession. When you are acting, this is a light possession. Just like in voodoo, when you possess by spirit, you have become another character. This is an entity take over you and acting as a different you. You not you. You become a different character. So when you acting, when you making movie, you are participating on ritual. Okay? Ritual. This is no bullshit. So now, when you're looking at Michael K as an individual outside of acting, this is one of the most beautiful brother you can get involved with. As you can see to a lot of videos now surfacing all over the social media, one thing that constantly show up about him is his level of passion. He talk about positivity with anybody he's around, the kids, the youth. Every time he have an opportunity for his voice to be heard, he shared the love. You saw the light, the love out of him. And when he's dancing, this brother have the ancestor rhythm. You see the ancestor rhythm. So this is a real motherfucking brother out there. But guess what? This is what they know. This is what these wizards in Hollywood know. And this is why I'm trying to tell people, man, movies, the moment when you're about to see the progress within nations, when nations about to take a step of progress, it always shows in movies first. Movies is the predestinations of rather a race or a nation gonna move forward or backward. Okay? Movie always been the instrument to predict or to program or to project the future. And it shows why we black folks, we not in the motherfucking car. We not in the driver's seat, not alone a motherfucking passenger. We got kicked the fuck out of the fucking car. Okay? We are pedestrian right now. And there's a reason why we not moving forward, because we not taking responsibility in the motherfucking movie industry, because movie is pretty much projecting reality. Okay? This is what you call the imagination. That means the Magi nation. That means the imagination. That means the ritual, the magical ritual nations, you not a part of it. So they are casting motherfucking spell against you, or they are creating a future against you. So now, like I said about the brother, beautiful brother, speak life to the kids. When he's around people, you feel his vibration. He's very vibrant, right? But now look at his body of work when it comes to the movie. Because remember, we didn't know him before movie. So his identity was given to him as an actor. So without the actor, you would never know the beautiful brother that he is. So his identity start with the acting first. That means his parent energy. That means whoever give him life as Michael K come from movie. Now pay attention to his track record. Watch all of his movie, all of the stuff that we know him as. Degenerate as shit. Degenerate as shit. The way his movie shows him and the way he really is in real life is totally contradicted itself. So you think the ancestor is gonna agree with that? I mean, I'm trying to tell you, man, Hollywood knows you more than you knows yourself. They don't pick these roles for you to play because they just feel like, okay, oh, we gonna know. They know your chart. Before you get an acting role, you got to have your portfolio, your date of birth, your year. So they already have a map. They chart you. They have a chart about you. So they know where to fit you in. Okay? So off bat, they know they're going to create him as an instrument of destruction for our people. Okay? We remember him in The Wire. That's where everybody remember him in The Wire. When you think about The Wire, this is a show about the prison industry. Again, this is the pop line of the prison industry. So we remember the type of character he was, right? Crazy shit. So his path to fame is late as shit that everybody kind of like be like, damn, man, that nigga. Like all of this Wire shit, it was like his starting point. But lately, the show that everybody eventually get him more eyeballs because people watch now. The show that most people are gonna like, oh, that nigga, it's motherfucking Craft, what you call it? Not Rich Craft, what you call it? Craft Country? Man, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody here, just give me the name of the show, man. Lovecraft Country. All right, it comes up. Lovecraft Country. He was in the show. He was the guy that played the show. His name was Atticus at that show. He was his father. And his character was, boy, that shit was, boy, that was some fuck ass character he was playing. So once again, this was a spiritual show. A very spiritual ass show. And look the type of character that he played. He was the one that killed the native ancestor. He was the one that killed the native ancestor because the native ancestor was telling Atticus story about himself. And Atticus in the show was the only one that can understand the native ancestor because Atticus represent the African, and the woman, which is the hermaphrodite women, represent Anakaona, the queen of America. So Atticus represent the African. He was the only one that can talk to the native chick. And the native was telling the story about the native ancestor story that they hide. That the Masons hide. Remember, because they remember the facility, they have a bunch of artifacts that they hide inside of a facility, which was a Masonic facility. That means they hide it underground. The father was a Mason. He was involved within the brotherhood. So as the native was there, guess what? The father killed the native. That means you will not know about your fucking self. That's the role they make sure that he played. Again, in our eyes, it's a movie. But in the spiritual world, it's a motherfucking war. So they use him as a token to start a war that's not going to benefit our people. That's one. Number two, he was playing what? He was playing a gay transsexual shit. Now, I want to be clear. This is very, very important. This is not an attack on gay. It's not an attack on transsexual. I don't care. Whatever move you go about it. But the point of this conversation is to make sure you understand what is happening. Because I want y'all to be clear with this. Remember, if you find happiness, I told people happiness is the highest form of driven forces on this realm you call life. Everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to have a partner to go through this bullshit you call life here. Because life ain't no joke without a partner. If you're not happy, you cannot keep going with this bullshit here. But we have to make sure we call it like it is. We can't be coward, and we cannot let emotion blind us from the truth. And I don't care how you feel, because I'm telling the truth here. If you can't see it, you're a part of the problem. This is a fact. So remember the role he was playing. I want y'all to understand. And this show, they told you is Michael Peel that did the show, which is another brother, right? Because this is how they do. They're going to make sure that they show you that it's one of us doing this shit, but in reality, they are the one funded the project. So they remember, they call director's cut. Most director's cut is pretty much mean whatever the studio chose, you want to show what you want to do yourself. So that means at the end of the day, the studio decide what the fuck go on the screen. Okay? So it don't matter who they pick as a name, as a director, as a whatever DP, whatever name you gave them, the studio still decide what go. So now, pay attention. The role he was playing. Now, he was playing this guy. Now, they pick a date. They're showing you back in the day. We're talking about a civil rights era. A time where our people, we all we got. Trying to get involved with transsexual or being to the open, being gay, this was not our concern. Now understand, it's not like these things was not happening, but this was not something that we was so concerned about because we was too busy trying to make sure that our children have a motherfucking future. Okay? We was being oppressed like a motherfucker, so this was not something we was built on or focused in. We was much more focused about build a fucking future for our children. So we automatically know at that time, this is what's going down at that time. It was the time that we mostly was married. The black family was intact. It was always a father and mother at home. Most people trying to make sure we put our money together. This is what Black America was doing then. But guess what? There's the power of movie. That means now they have the ability to create, force shit into a reality that happens. So now they are forging a new reality within the past. They are forging a new reality within the past. So now, this was about Tulsa. We talk about the greatest era for Black America. Tulsa, Oklahoma, back then. We have buses. We have everything that you can imagine to sustain oneself. Black Wall Street. This is what the show was based on. But they show you this character was more focused about having sex with men who didn't care about his own son. He don't give a fuck. He was in love with this guy trying to be transsexual. So again, they are bringing modern day shit, which is this is what's happening now. They are fusing it into the past to make you think this is what you always been is not. Is not. I want to be motherfucking clear. This is an agenda. This is why I'm saying this. This is an agenda. If it was not an agenda, why? Like I always said, why they want to make sure that black folks is the face of gay and transsexual on TV? Why every time you're watching TV, there's a gay person, he's always black? Why is that? So now you tell me if it's not an attack. I'm going to tell people this is what I expect from Hollywood. If you're going to show gay on TV, show me gay that if it's a black guy, he's doing gay with a white guy. If it's a white guy, he's doing gay with Asian. At least you saw this is an everybody thing. So this will not be an agenda. This will look like you giving everybody a fair share of opportunity, which it should be. But when constantly, every time you open TV, is a gay person, is a black person, this is not an opportunity. This is an agenda to constantly show the world that we are motherfucking degenerate. So you prove to the world to be insensitive when it comes to us. So when the so-called police brutality, so everybody else feel like, yeah, these motherfuckers are degenerate. So yeah, they deserve it. This is where they're going. They'll destroy our motherfucking image. So they make sure that the world, we are nothing but degenerate. So whatever the fuck, whoever doing against us, we deserve it. So that's the agenda, okay? Ruin our reputation and image. So this is the role the brother was playing. This is the role he was playing. A father that don't care about his family, and a father that pretty much care more about transsexual and all this shit. And guess what? This go against the ancestors' agenda. I tell people, gay, straight, I don't give a damn. But it's about the time and the moment. Right now, this is not what we should glamorize. Yes, if someone is gay, that's them. This is your personal life. You should not identify yourself as a sexual activity. This is my only problem with this. You should not take in your sexual activity as who you are. If this is what you do, that's on your personal space, your personal thing. Good for you. But now when you're doing this as an agenda and they're using our people as the face of the agenda, that means if this should have a blowback, if this agenda have a blowback, we are the one that's going to get sacrificed for it. This is why I'm doing this. If there's a blowback to this bitch, these motherfuckers can still walk free. I'm talking about those behind the agenda, those behind the curtains. They can still walk free. They can still walk doing everything they keep doing. And we black folks are the one they're about to get assassinated or destroyed because we are the one they are fucking using as a guinea pig to their motherfucking agenda. So this is why. So when it comes to him, he completely contradicting what he's preaching. So this guy gone, I know it's fucked up, but he got a lot to answer with these ancestors, man. A whole lot. So that's the thing about him. Why these roles, bruh? So basically, you talk about all the good shit, how you a god, because he have a video talk about with the kids, like all of y'all are God, all of y'all is this. It's beautiful seeing, but the product of a god, the makeup of a god, pretty much mean you have the ability to make sense out of nonsense. The product of a god is to grow a spine, to see beyond agendas, to see whatever the fuck you're about to do, where it's gonna lead it, to see that your action will take an effect on the next generation. So his role that he's playing, now when these kids watching him on TV, whatever he was preaching these kids, do that shit make sense? No, it don't. So it's quite clear, everybody. The ancestors ain't playing with y'all bitch ass no more. They are not playing with y'all weak ass. The time for game is over. They're going to start taking y'all motherfuckers left and right. And I know a lot of you niggas in this conscious community already diagnosed with some shit. And I know it. Some of y'all got cancers. Some of y'all have prostate. Some of y'all have some fucking kidney stone. The ancestors is radiating their asses. I know it for a fact. Y'all just buying time. I know y'all time is up. Y'all buying time. They ain't playing with y'all no more. They not. Unfortunately, Haiti or Haiti always got to be heard when there's a fucking disaster. This is the only time the world know that Haiti exists or someone around get to understand, get to find out who these folks are. All this time y'all niggas here, y'all call yourself conscious community and y'all never mention this shit. People have to find out when motherfuckers in Haiti is dying by thousands. This is when people find out, and y'all niggas talk about black power, black unity, all this shit. And none of y'all niggas talk about these folks. None of y'all niggas set foot. We talk about the relief, the effort, people donating. Shout out to Rihanna once again, because she donate $500,000. Again, Riri been there. She donate $500,000. Guess what? She's a billionaire. Shout out to you. Shout out to Future to actually create this concert to raise some money. Shout out to them. But what about all these fucking celebrities? Okay? What about them? And I'm gonna talk about this. Almost forgot because I talked about it in the last live. They have Lil Baby and another rapper that just about to build a hospital in Haiti. And now some people ask me, yo, what do I think about that situation? I want y'all to be clear to understand. This is still a part of the agenda. And the agenda is quite clear. They do not want certain people involved with Haiti affair. They do not want certain people to get involved with Haiti affair. Why? It's simple. Who the fuck is Lil Baby? A rapper. Okay. What type of music that Lil Baby make? Prison music, drug music. So basically understand, it's not Lil Baby that they're caring about. They care about the influence. So yeah, he about to build a hospital. So ask yourself, this is what you call a Trojan horse. So now think about the influence that little baby gonna have within this donation. What type of influence he gonna have? Specifically with a nation that need inspiration, especially with a nation that need inspiration. So yes, little baby build a hospital, but now look at the youth that's watching, because this is what the goal is all along. They don't give a fuck. They only worry is the youth because they are the one coming. So now the youth in their mind, shit, I don't need to get an education. I don't need to become an engineer. I don't need to become a doctor. I don't need to become shit. Let me grab a motherfucking mic. Is that what all of our people's doing here? We don't have enough professionals, but every nigga's rapping. Every nigga's with a mic. That's the distraction they create within our community. That's the distraction they create all over the world when it comes to black folks, because they don't want you to get involved with what matters. So, for an example, why the billionaire tech guy, there's a tech billionaire in America, a black tech billionaire. He make his billion in tech and technology. Why he don't donate a measly $500,000 himself? Why? Because his boss, because the very same circle that he's involved say no, nigga. Because if he does, now his donation can brings a lot of young kids to be inspired. So now a group of young kids in IT know this billionaire, he's a tech guy, he's in technology, and he's donate. So now you tell the kids, now I need to get involved with technology. I need to learn about code. Now you have other big time doctors with major names that donate. Why you don't heard it? Why we talk about little motherfucking baby? What about other professionals that donate money? Why we don't heard about them? Because it's not convenient. Because they don't want that inspiration. So this is the Trojan horse. And again, his donation is nothing but a tax write-off. We know that, but still the act is still good. I still respect it. But the point is, where are these bigger names and professionals? Where are these professionals? Nowhere to be seen. Okay? And again, bring this shit back to the conscious community. I'm not seeing none of them motherfucking asses. Those names raising money or doing some effort of relief. But they talk about black power. They talk about, oh yeah, we need to unify. Bang on the beast. Bang on the cracker. I ain't see none of their weak ass doing anything. And that's what's so sad, because the only group of people that you saw that's more concerned, that's willing to volunteer to go there, to really put their shit on the line to go, is not in the very same group of people we talking shit. We call him the enemy. We call him the quacker. We call him it's nothing but white folks jumping in these planes going down there for effort. So once again, shout out to a lot of Haitian artists. They do come and they show up and they come big time. That was a hell of a demonstration to a lot of them, even though you're going to still have people talking about, oh, they just want to use it for props. I don't give a fuck. Right now, every help is needed. Props or not, they still out there making this shit happen. Kudos to the Haitian community. Kudos to the Haitian artists. They are really the MVP, because the government is still motherfucking nowhere to be found. They are pretty much non-existent. So kudos to the HMI artists and mostly the artists, Haitian artists. They are the one making this shit possible. And what's up? Big time kudos and bigger to that. So as we come into our final end here, I have to talk about love of hip hop for a quick second here. I know this shit might be like, what the fuck, nigga? You talk about that bullshit? Yeah, yo, I have to talk about it. I had to, because there's some crazy ass, weak ass shit going on in this bitch. I must call the shit out. First of all, we all know Mona Scott. She's Haitian American. Mona always been responsible for this fuck shit that's been going on for a long time. But I understand it's still entertainment. It's still dumb people out there. It's still ignorant people out there. You know, you just got to feed every motherfucker, because that's life for you. You find good, bad, conscious, imbecile, blind, dead. It don't matter. Everybody got to eat. Everybody got to find a way to position them. But once again, the image is still tarnish our people, because they pick the most vile, the most ignorant groups of people and put it on TV and show the world, say, look, black people, man, I told you, man, they should still be in chains. They all savage. Look how they act. Look what they're talking about. That's it. It's nothing but prostitutions. Every time you watch Love of Hip Hop, it's mostly the most vile group of people that they're willing to do prostitution in real time. That's what the fuck they put out there. Again, influence on the youth. Make sure the kids keep seeing these ads so now your children don't want to become a part of society that will help society. So now they want to shake their fucking ass. They want to be naked because that's the influence they want for our kids. And who's responsible for it again? The fucking Zionist Jew that control the media, that give the green light to pass this shit. Okay? That's it. So now let's get to Mona Scott. Now it's important because the part of this so-called Love of Hip Hop, they finally so-called put a Haitian person on it. This, to me, this is so disrespected to get this far in season, specifically in Miami. We're talking about the Zoes. They're motherfucking like Miami. You can't, the entertainment part. When you talk about entertainment, you can't get there without the Zoes, man. You know that shit. It's Cuban and Zoes, man. This is a fact. To get this far in season, this is when you finally put a Haitian person in there. And the person in charge is Haitian descent themselves. So again, this is another proof. Race, background, culture don't exist when you are part of the system. It's about agendas. So you thought Mona could have easily take one of the cream of the crop of Haitians to give a shot. There's many Haitians that want to get a shot. But guess what? They pick degenerate people with no motherfucking name. They give a shot. What the fuck, Mona? Why you don't pick one of us? They don't. Again, that's part of the agenda. But this season, they have this chick, beautiful sister, Florence, beautiful sister. Don't get me wrong. But there's a disrespect on the show that I feel like I had to say something, because to me, this is a style of music that is the hardest to do, yo. And people that make these style of music is for the love of music they do it. Because there's no motherfucking money in it. They don't make money. And the requirement to make this motherfucking genre, this style of music, you just got to be a true lover and a true student. You got to be a real artist to make these style of music. This is not a beatbox, a MPC. You just pressing buttons and making beat, and you in a fucking like a keyboard, and next thing you know, you make a beat. This is not what this shit is about. This is a real life instrument that you got to play to make that shit. We talk about compa, Haitian traditional music. They call it compa. And compa, trust me, this is art. Okay? When you talk about the jazz, rhythm and blue and jazz that come from New Orleans, that go into Harlem's, most of them was motherfucking Haitians. One of the greatest sax, Juan Pierre, all of them was Haitians from Harlem, and some was in New Orleans. So that art form comes from compa. Okay? So these guys got to play live, real instrument to make this shit happen. We talk about the guitar, the drum, the board, the gong. Listen, different aspect to make compa. Okay? Beautiful music. I wish the world can understand and can see the beauty out of compa, because this shit is fucking beautiful, man. And guess what? They have this chick in there, right? This chick claimed herself the queen of compa. I think this was a slap on the face for people that actually really do compa, because this chick do not make compa. She's a rap artist, okay? And I think also this is another slap to the face of rap Creole, okay? Rap Creole take a big smack to the face because they can use this as an advertisement. That was an opportunity for rap Creole to get that love, that respect, because rap Creole and Haitian rap is one of the best art form that the youth can ever use, because most of the rap Creole, like the rap, they rap in Creole in Haiti, and that culture over there is beautiful because they constantly make music talk about the struggle, what they're going through. So they're using the hip hop. They're using hip hop for its true form, because hip hop is the fifth element. It's pretty much the voice of the voiceless. This is what hip hop was born for. It's to tell things that the mass don't know about. Tell the struggle that most people don't know about. In Haiti, this is what the youth is doing. They're using the hip hop Creole, rap Creole as the perfect form. All they talk about is the struggle and the truth that's happening to the nation. And this chick, that's what she does. She's a rapper. She rapping Creole. She's not making compa. But on the show, she says she make compa, but when they show you she's performing, she's rapping, so she totally confused the shit. So she just put a smack. She pretty much spit on the face of the people that do compa, man. Because these people work too hard to get that misleading. And this is why I call motherfucking Mona for this shit. Because Mona know about compa. Mona know about the culture. So why not make sure this shit go accordingly? Why not you make sure you don't mislead the people? You don't get reggaeton. You don't see like people say bachata is reggaeton. No, there's bachata and there's reggaeton. They're not the same. So what this chick is saying is not what it is. She's not a compa artist. She can't sing. So to me, they could easily take this chick as the queen of a compa. To me, Felicia Ross should be on the show. She deserves it. Why not pick Felicia Ross? Why? Why is she not the one in the show? Mona, why you don't pick Felicia Ross? Why she's not in there? She deserved that. She got history with the American music in Florida. She's been in the game. She deserved that. So the queen of compa is Rootshell. Rootshell is the queen of compa. This chick, no, she can call herself the queen of rap. I'll accept it because it's a title. If Florence said, yo, I was the queen of hip hop or queen of rap Creole, I would allow it because it's slogan shit. She claimed it. Do something about it. It will be acceptable. But the compa, no, it's not fair. These guys work too hard to get misleaded on national TV. This is why I was pissed. They got misleaded on national TV. This shit is not compa. So people confused right now. So if someone out there was looking to find out, oh, what is compa? And they're hearing this chick rapping on hip hop beat, they're like, oh, so this is compa. So now you have millions of potential new listeners completely misleaded. So that was my 2 cents on that shit. Jessie Woo was on the show, and she got the boot. Well, yeah, it was like that. But again, Jessie Woo didn't promote her cultures also. And again, as you notice, they don't allow anybody to go on these love of hip hop to demonstrate the African or the native culture. It's a no-no. If you're on the show, you better talk about good Jesus. You better talk about how you pray Jesus, how you love. That's what Jessie Woo was doing. Preach about how good Jesus was. I mean, there's no wrong. But if you talk about you Haitian, you Zoe. Nigga, we talk about Zoe. The backbone of Zoes is fucking voodoo, son. We all know that. You talk about little motherfucking Haiti, they just show you a fucking wall, a dirty ass fucking wall. This is a shame. This shit is not about the culture over there, man. They not repping the culture properly. So Mona, you should know better. You should do better. Come on, man. This is not how you representing the Zoes out here, man. They deserve better than that. So definitely, that's what it was about love of hip hop, and I leave it at that. So my film also, it's about the Matrix. Okay, the Matrix called Rebirth. It just dropped the trailer. The shit looked dope like usual, but we noticed that, you know, I think this guy is only American on the show. Keanu Reeves is probably the only American on the motherfucking movie. And again, like I said, there's an agenda to not allow American to be a part of their own story, even though this is a black American woman. A black woman wrote the fucking Matrix. So there's an agenda to make sure that everything on TV now has been moved from London or anybody from Europe. Anybody from here, you barely get motherfucking role. So off bat, we don't see Lawrence Fishburne. they take this cat from London that played Candyman. You know, he's a good actor, don't get me wrong, but the agenda, I'm still gonna call it. Only Keanu Reeves is an American actor. Everybody else is from London. So again, they are starving every Black Americans specifically. If you Black American actor, you're gonna get starved. And this is why I'm involved with film. Anybody involved with film right now, we need to join forces. We need to put our resource together because their agenda is to completely remove Black America because they know they're watching the data. Black America start to realize about their native ancestors now. So they start to see the fucking lie. The veil is thinning. The truth is coming out. They're like, fuck, we got to rewrite this shit. Let's bring some new niggas now. So this is the point. They are slowly but removing Black American out of their own shit. That's why every movie about Black American culture is only goes to people from London or other groups of people all over the place, except them. It's in this what you call an agenda. So again, the Matrix called rebirth. Okay, so what is the rebirth? They trying to push this Matrix as your new world order. Again, if you're looking at the story of Matrix, if you're looking at the shit behind their neck, they unplug. It look like a vaccine. If you're looking at the Sentinels, they all look like octopus, right? If you're looking at the vaccine, if you put a magnet by it, there's a video, a guy show you a magnet was around the vaccine. You saw it look like Sentinels. Little nanobots look like Sentinels. This is the age we are in. That's why they call it rebirth. Because this is the time all this vaccine, you're going to have nano machine. That means the Smiths going to be inside of you. So that's why they call it rebirth. So now this is the age of the Smiths. They want to put nanobots in you. So this is the resurrections of them. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Yo, that shit is definitely, yeah, everybody's from London in the Matrix. The Asian chicks is from there. The guy, the boyhead guy that playing Morpheus is from there. The other guy that played Trinity, the chick that played Trinity, she's always a Brit actress. So yeah, that's Hollywood now. Hollywood is pretty much 1% Black American, 98% anybody else from everywhere except you. They are starving Black Americans. Okay, so that was it for the Matrix and the observation. And then the final one is the Mexico explosion. Okay, we all know this in Mexico. There's a lot of explosions all over, and it's quite clear these explosions is nothing but the underground facilities being blown the fuck out. Okay, and this is why if you're looking at it, some videos out there, you saw the sky is beaming blues and other shit. That means the explosion is the reflection underwater and it shows up to the sky. It was not coming from up down. It's opposite. It happened from bottom to up. So it's the aftermath from bottom explosion, underground explosion that resurfaced from the bottom up. Now the blast is taking effect on the spheric levels of the sky. So they are destroying domes. Okay. And remember, Mexico is one of the largest human trafficking underground base than any other places, okay? Specifically in America. That's the largest human trafficking network in America. All these people, they are coming to the border. They call coyotes. These are what you call drop-off or deliveries, okay? So when they're bringing these children here, they're telling you parents, no. These are traffickers, okay? Your cartel. They want to say the cartel is drug cartel. It's nothing but fictitious name. It's just giving you a name to think you think like, oh, it's drug. It was never about fucking drug. It's about human trafficking. So if you said drugs, you never know the truth. These cartel is selling humans, son. And there's a reason why the borders of Mexico, they never took an initiative to shut it off. That's why everybody from South America, they all walk all the way to go to where? To the borders of Mexico to come to America. This is a route deliberately built to snatch people. I repeat, this is a route deliberately built to snatch people. This is how they kidnap people from this route. government can easily come together to put an end to this shit. They could have easily create ways for people to not walk from South America to go all the way to Mexico. They could have put an end to that. But no, all these folks willing to walk, a lot of Haitians walk from, they went from Haiti to all the way from Brazil, to walk from Brazil, go all the way up to come to Mexico border to trying to get into the US, and so many other groups, specifically the majority in South America. But all of this is how they snatch people. This is how they get bodies. That's why they will never put an end to this shit, because that's how they usually get this shit come for free. They know they're going to get you. A lot of people come with their babies. That's why they say a lot of people die in the forest. Oh, animal bite them and they die. No, it's not. They got kidnapped. They have people in the border to snatch these babies from them. Okay? So it's a human trafficking route. It's a human network route. And this is why Mexico have the largest, because they even have people in the border patrol that is acting like they trying to make sure they're not letting people go. No, they are. That's why they usually screen the people. They're looking for blood match. They are looking for DNA, and they are looking for certain type of people to take them and snatch these people, man. So all these explosions and this earthquake shaking because something underground exploding. They are destroying these dumps. Fact. That's what this Mexico shit was all about. Okay? Definitely. Yeah, he did also a tribute to DMX. Yeah, I understand that. But nevertheless, that DMX ritual, again, is the dog ritual, the dog star. Dog is Anubis. This is a king of the underworld dealing with the death spirit. Pretty much have to take you, what we call death spirit is the Gede. So yeah, it's a part of the Michael K. dude. But again, he have a lot to answer for the ancestors. So that was it. I go about everything I need to talk about. This was a blast. It's 2 hours, 16 minutes. This was a whole lot. God damn, I don't even feel like I spent 2 hours, 16 minutes. This was like a slingshot. Boom, we just flying. So once again, for everybody that's here, we already know, so I have to say this once again. Mambo got hacked. Shout out to you, Cinnamon Star 808. Mambo got hacked. So her IG account, she not using it anymore because it's hacked. So if you want to reach out to her, you got to go to the Voodoo Diva Official. Just type the Voodoo Diva Official. Let me just write it down and see. The Voodoo Diva Official. Okay, so I type it down, look for a page, and you know you can reconnect back with her. So whoever was already in her page and she's no longer using the other one because she got hacked. The Facebook is completely hacked down. I don't think she will be able to reconnect with Facebook no time soon. I think she's making an effort to get it back, but this is what we at right now. So far right now, it's either Facebook, YouTube with us, the Voodoo Diva and God. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel so we stay in contact. Or you using Instagram, which is the Voodoo Diva Official. Me, I'm Heru Naki. If you want to reach me out on Instagram, it's Heru Naki. Okay. So Heru Naki. So go to it's let me just write it down if you want to reach me out in there. It's Heru Naki on Facebook. Okay. That's it. Heru Naki if you want to reach me in Instagram. And then Facebook, Heru Akhenaten. Then you find me. Shout out to you, Ed. One love, my brother. So this is the deal. So now, also, to people that take the 3 gates, you already know the deal. This is very powerful. It's life-changing because you have knowledge to carry yourself for the rest of your life. Okay? You do not need to worry or have any doubt about exactly your purpose onto this dimension. Because I tell you, if you don't have a spiritual essence reading yet, take it with Mambo, because Mambo can teach you, and you need to know about your past life. Because a lot of us here, some problem back then still affect us here. So if you don't know what was happening then it might affect your future. Or also, you need to know what you probably was doing then, so you better understand how to navigate here. That's why I would tell people, take a spiritual essence reading first, then you get the 3 gates. And me, I I gave you knowledge. I explained to you what is the three gate. And I said before, when you see they do the pyramid with the all-seeing eye, the all-seeing eye is the spiritual science within the three gate. That mean the eye that control all the three gate. The pyramid is 3 point. Again, the ancient Egyptian built the pyramids after Orion. Orion is 3 star. The 3 star represent the three gate energy that's coming down to the earth, and that's why they build the pyramid, because pyramid is generator receiving from the three gate energy from these stars. So when you get about humans come to this world, you was born the day, the month, and the year. This represent the three gate. That means three gates is the three different energy or three different spirit. They're gonna help you go through this life, or they're gonna influence you going to this realm. That means you automatically have three energy dealing with you. Also, when you think about the Holy Bible, I use it because most of us already got a good point of reference. They talk about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This is the three gate they all mentioned. That means three different spirit. There was not Father, Son, Holy Spirit. This represents three gates of energy that govern your life as you come into this realm. Shout out to you, Empress Cat. One love. So a spiritual, a three gate reading with me will be able to tell you what spirit governs your head. That means your decisions, how you make decisions in life. You need to know what spirit responsible to make you behave in certain decisions and how you behave yourself. If you don't know your genie, or your spirit that govern the mind, then eventually a lot of shit in your life, you're not knowing what the fuck and how the fuck they happen to you, or sometimes you don't know why you do certain things that you think you were supposed to do, but you don't have no control over. They don't want you to know that. So this is what the three gates is about. The spirit that control your mind, the spirit that protect you. That's why a lot of us got in trouble. We don't know what to protect us. That's why a lot of our children being killed with gunshot at home. Children at home or someone at home just mind their own business, and the motherfucker drive by shooting, and one of the bullet happened to hit his ass and he died because he don't know what spirit protect him, so he don't activate the spirit. So he don't give the spirit its proper weapon or its proper instrument to perform his job, because each spirit have a job to do. They're not all here to do everything. They are here to perform the specific duty that he was claimed to do as he come to this dimension. So some spirit is only here to protect you. So do not ask that spirit for fucking money, because he don't care about that. His job is to protect your ass, not money. Some spirit is for money, and their job is not to protect you. It's to fucking give you money. So the spirit that protect you is on your left, and the spirit on your right control your environment. That means how people behave around you, what type of people comes along the way as you live, and what type of connection you make, and how people behave around you comes with the spirit that governs your environment. So to me, this is a must. If you're willing to understand your responsibility here, that's why this how important this is. So again, that's what it is. So for those that are gonna have it later on this week, get ready for it and get a pen and a pencil and a piece of paper, because you're gonna need to take a note of your life. Okay. And for others, the membership, never forget. Always, I highly recommend the membership, because the membership gonna make sure that you consult. So if you got the three gates already, I think the membership can fit perfectly, because now as you go along with all the work you need to be doing, now you're gonna have more dream. You're gonna have more connection with your dream. That means sooner or later you're gonna become a jumper. So therefore, you need a bit more guidance as you go. So you need to stay within good consultation down the line. So consultation help. So if you get the membership, you got a consultation for the month. You have 2 dream interpretation, because now you're going to start having dreams. So you need to understand, or need to have a better understanding of your dream or connection. So the membership help you, so you have those dream interpretations. So 10% discount in all the gears and everything you buy from the store, and it's perfect. So this is what it's all about, and this is how you support, because Langley Sous Blood Pool, I'm currently shooting it, which is our movie. Our spiritual show is the only spiritual show made by us, and is for us. So this is how you also support, so we can do it, because you already know nobody gonna fucking support this project. Nobody will dare to support us, because we are everything that didn't want to happen. We are their worst nightmare. So you already know that's the only way we can keep the ball rolling. So again, this is what we all about, and I have a major announcement to make within 2 weeks from now. And this is a life changer for those that are willing to make the next step of greatness. So we'll talk about it. Thank you, everybody. I can even have questions because we fucking passed the mark. We just running from 2 hours, 24 minutes. Like I said, a slingshot. We just run through and dive into everything for the night. So once again, shout out to everybody. Thank you for the night. Everybody that show love, appreciate you. And everybody that's here tonight, thank you for participate in this vibration of ours. Me and Mambo are gonna have a podcast show. Not a pod. We're gonna have a show. We're gonna have it probably the 14th of this month coming up, and it's gonna call Laugh, Cry, and Scream. Okay, it's gonna talk about everything. It's gonna be comedian. It's gonna talk about everything. We're gonna have a phone line. People can call and we can talk to people all over. This shit's gonna be a blast, and I can't wait because it's gonna be fun. So we're gonna have it 2 days in the week. Get ready for it. We're gonna tackle a lot of different things, and we're gonna have a good time. So shout out to everybody. Thank you for the night, and I appreciate y'all. Have a safe travel tonight, and I hope I'll bring vibration enough for some of you guys to travel the realm of the ancestors that we call jumpers. I said it before, one day soon, within years to come, I will teach my brothers or sisters to become jumpers. This is what the real war, this is why they're afraid of us, because they don't want us to become jumpers, because this is the real reason we are here, okay? This is what the Matrix is about, okay? Morpheus and Neo, he was a jumper. That's why they call him the one, because he's the jumper, because he can be unplugged and still use his ability. That means he is powerful in the dream world. That's why when he went to the Matrix, he's doing superhuman shit. The Matrix is your dream state. But when you have lucid dream, lucidity, that means you maintain your consciousness. That means you are a jumper. This is what Morpheus did for Neo. He teach him how to maintain his consciousness into the Matrix. He teach him how he can navigate the Matrix as he was alive. That means he teach him how to become a jumper. This is what they're afraid of us from doing, because our native, the native is Zion. When they bring Neo to Zion in the Matrix, that means these were the group of people. They have the knowledge to teach them how to become a jumper. The Zion people is the native ancestors. That's their land. That's the practice they don't want you to know. This is the side they don't want you to get involved with, because they always show you the native, the dream catcher. The native was the master of jumping. They don't want you to know that. Okay? That's what they're afraid of. So get ready for it. Soon, I will be able to have an army of jumpers, and we're going to go to the source, and we're going to take down these motherfuckers one by one. It's not about the gun. The real gun is, can you have enough energy to jump on the other side and make some real damage? That's what they're afraid of. We're going to have our army. We're going to have our jumper army, one way or the other. One love, Agawak, Taino, Blackfoot, Seminole, all of y'all. Ayabombe. Peace and love.